me when I bring the thunder. Rumble like the jungle, I'm a nervous shaker. A force to be reckoned with, the freak of nature. In the clouds, my kingdom come. Full throttle and I'm on the run. Ride out in the setting sun. I live for the thrill. I live for the chase. Just for the run. I live for the game. I like the danger, baby. No way to stop it, baby. Here comes Superman. Comes on the danger train. I like the danger, baby. I live the weapon, baby. Smile and the master plan. 'Cause I'm a dangerous man. I like the danger, baby. Live for the danger, baby. Live for the danger, baby. No way to stop it, baby. No way to stop it, baby. I like the danger, baby.
Welcome to Nottingham Hockey Centre and welcome to the headliner. Two epic matches coming up between the University of Nottingham and the University of Bath. Now, Red Bull support this event every single year. They brought the tunes, they've obviously brought some of their drinks as well. And we're raising money for Movember. We'll tell you more about that. We'll introduce you to the teams and some of the people around the teams here in Nottingham. But first of all, let's find out what happened last time out when the headliner focused on volleyball.
We got all the time in the world, for better or worse, we should stay together. So let's stay young and in love, we should focus on us forever. Yeah, baby, if you are feeling like I do, we could run away across the ocean. Baby, what you say? We can leave today. Anywhere we'll go, we'll be alright. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. Feeling like I do, we could run away across the ocean. Baby, what you say? We can leave today. Anywhere we'll go, we'll be alright. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you.
Well, very successful last time out in the headliner for the University of Nottingham, and I'm now joined by someone who's hoping that it's going to be equally as successful this year in the headliner. Fergus Stevens, the president of the men's hockey team. I mean, it's been a big term so far for the men's team and also the women's team with Premier League hockey.
Yeah, it has indeed. We've faced a good few challenges so far this year, but we've really enjoyed it, stepped up to the challenge. We're both performing well. Looking good for the year on. I think we'll hold our own in the Premier League, and we have been doing so far. Yeah, it's exciting times.
You say it's a challenge. What's been the biggest challenge so far, would you say? You know, is it just a case of the sort of the level of quality that these other teams in the Premier League show, or is it fitness, or what is it?
There's never an easy game. The
Right.
league that we come up from, you could count on a few of, yeah, that's a solid win. But even against the worst teams in the Premier League, they're tough still. So it's that being able to switch on for obviously your BUCS hockey, but also your weekend hockey in the Premier League twice a week, which can be quite intense.
Have you developed any Premier League rivalries so far? I know it's only been a short while, but surely there's been some beef already?
So in the men's side, Exeter Uni is the only, we're getting wet here, it's the only other uni in the men's Premier League, which we thankfully beat 3-2 the other weekend. So if there is a rivalry, that's one, but thankfully we came on top on top a couple of weeks back.
Excellent stuff. Well, we've got some live hockey coming up for you very soon, and in a second we're going to find out what happened when Fergus and myself were joined by your colleague and good friend Sean to discuss the money we're raising for Movember this year and something that's going to happen to Fergus very, very soon.
You know, it got to a point where I kind of shut the world out. I didn't talk to anybody.
It's prostate cancer that's gone all over my skeleton.
And there's too many of us dying. So enough of it.
All I thought was to be a man, you had to be strong, you had to be macho.
You need to be a leader in both your voice and your actions.
Boxing reaches some of the communities which are hard to reach. It's about supporting each other through tough times.
1, 2, double jab! AVAB is not just a fight shop, but a place of healing for men.
I feel like the change can come through these programs, and I've seen it change lives.
Things that I could only dream about 5 years ago, even 5 years ago, are now reality in my clinic.
It isn't just going to advance my own work, it's going to advance the work of a number of projects here, and that's ultimately going to lead to the advancement of a number of possible new treatments.
I see this as our standard, and I could not go back, and I would not go back to an old-fashioned clinic-based follow-up for well people.
Ask the right questions. So what are the right questions?
I didn't have to check them. I didn't have to ring the doctor. I didn't have to ring you. It was all there.
You know those guys are keeping an eye on you.
Being exposed to research is really what saved my life.
The COVID crisis has changed our stories. What is coming?
What matters is what we do today.
I stand tall.
I stand tall.
Today.
Today.
I stand tall.
I stand tall.
For my people.
For my people.
When you live your life for something that's bigger than you, you'll always be a success.
1, 2, 3, it's mine.
Best version of us.
Best version of us.
For my brother.
For my brother.
For my brother.
For my brother.
Yeah, so here we are at the Nottingham Hockey Centre, and we need to talk about Movember. It's that time of year again. I can see just about a little bit of stubble there on the top lips. I mean, Fergus, you're playing in a little while. What are the men's hockey team doing for Movember this year?
So us as a club, we've been the top fundraisers at the university for the last 3 or 4 years now. So far we're just about to hit the £5,000 mark. So we've got big events on like this today. We're taking part in the university darts tournament. There's people doing long walks, doing everything basically. So I'm shaving my head.
Well, that's the big thing, isn't it? I mean, we're going to talk about that in a second, but let's talk about it now, as you've mentioned it. I mean, how long have you been growing this hair for? We can see this. There's quite a bit of hair at the back there in the ponytail.
There's a little bit, yeah. So I'm 4th year now, and I've been growing it since 1st year, basically. So,
wow.
Yeah, 3 years of growth.
And Sean, have you known Fergus the whole time? Have you ever seen him with short hair?
No, never. This is the Fergus that we know and love. Is the ponytail? So it'll be a surprise for us all. I think we'll be trying to spot him out on the pitch later on.
I feel like you're doing this at the wrong time of year. I mean, it's absolutely freezing here. I mean, two of us are wearing hats here, and you're going to go and get rid of that little bit of warmth you've got left on your head.
Yeah, definitely. Whoever created the month should have put Movember in the summer, really. But there you go. We can't have it all.
So, Sean, you know, in terms of what the women's team are doing, I know they're doing a bit of a kilometres challenge as well, and certainly getting involved in the fundraising.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're looking to do the kilometres challenge, as you said, and they'll be out warming up in the Movember t-shirts, just raising awareness, starting that conversation about Movember, especially because it's such a male-dominated subject. Having the women open up and get involved shows a real sign of solidarity, I think. Yeah.
And Sean, as the sports officer yourself, it's obviously great to have the headliner here again, and the sun's coming out in the background, but it is nice and cold. It's just good that the Red Bull have come on board and they support this. And I mentioned earlier, we've got the Red Bull providing obviously their drinks and also some tunes, and it's kind of it's a big opportunity for people to come down and actually watch, some of the sports people when normally I guess not a lot of people would, come down and see you in action.
Yeah, I mean, this is what the student experience is, right? It's coming down, getting the green and gold on, and supporting your club, whether it's your friends, your housemates, people you see about on campus. There's going to be a real buzz about the place this evening, and definitely that kind of collective sense of community and belonging here. And that's something that I think the university, the SU, and sport really want to push. And this is a perfect example of it happening this evening. So very proud of everyone. All you see this evening comes from kind of student leaders like Fergus and others who make this what it is, and the staff. So yeah, it's definitely by the students for the students, and I think it's going to be a real showcase of what sport's about at Nottingham.
Fantastic, and we're going to get a real showcase in hairdressing skills of Nottingham. What time, what part of the day are we seeing your hair get the big chop?
So half-time of the ladies' game, hopefully when we're a few goals up, we're going out onto the pitch and getting the bulk off within the 10 minutes if we can, and then probably tidy up when we come off.
Amazing. It's a windy day, so watch for, make sure you stand upwind of wherever Fergus is getting his hair shaved. We'll look forward to seeing that at half-time in the women's game, which is coming up very soon. So the stage is set here at the Nottingham Hockey Centre. First up, it's the women's game. University of Nottingham versus the University of Bath. Coming up at half-time, of course, that man is getting his head shaved, but now it's all about the action out there. And to talk you through it, Dave Rogers is your commentator.
Thank you very much, John. Great to have your company, everyone. Wherever you're watching around the world, we're delighted you can join us. Look at the weather. It's like summertime, not November, here in Nottingham, and I've got a couple of gentlemen alongside me who are going to help us get through this together and keep a smile on our faces. Charlie Axford, Alex Sheldon. Right, before we get into it, before we get to know each other, tell me about the head shave. How have you convinced him to do that? Because he's got such beautiful hair and it's all going to be gone.
Well, last year he set the bar by getting a Movember tattoo.
Oh my God.
So that was £2,021 raised by Fergus himself. Ended up getting a tattoo, so I think he's had to push that bar even further, and he's now looking to shave his head.
Where is the tattoo?
Just below the armpit. Just below the armpit, just on the left side, I remember.
That's on the rib cage as well, so
yeah.
That's...
Funny story about that. He 5 minutes after getting that tattoo, he ended up fainting. He ended up fainting, but as the trooper he is, he survived.
Good man. And there he is under the bus now on the live stream as part of the Game Changer. Right then, teams on the way out then. University of Nottingham against Bath. Doesn't matter what the sport, what the gender. This is a massive rivalry in university sport, isn't it?
Yeah, completely agree.
I think any teams playing each other under this kind of circumstance in front of the whole entire university, obviously being a headliner event with Red Bull, I mean, hopefully we'll have a couple hundred people down to watch this game. So yeah, big occasion, and hopefully UON can bring it home.
Well, as I said before, great to have your company wherever you're watching around the world. We do have a global audience as well. Great to bring you a double-header to women's and men's sport. I've got these two gentlemen sat next to me. You're members of the club, however, you're not playing this evening. Get your excuses in early. Why not?
Oh, just injury. Yeah. Not about not being selected. It's just, tough hamstrings at this time of the year.
Well, it is getting cold. And yours?
Yeah, injury as well, sadly. I'll take the same excuse.
Alas, on the pitch's loss is off the pitch's gain. Great to have your company. Right then, the two teams are out. And Charlie, you've got a family interest in this one, haven't you?
Yes, sister Maddie is playing. There was some pre-game media activity, included a bit of Pictionary and a water cup filling challenge, all available on UON Sport. But yeah, Maddie's playing today, so good luck to her.
One thing I do want to have a conversation about is some of these squad numbers are absolutely bonkers. Hannah Kilpatrick, 133. Like, is it some sort of round? Is it bingo balls at the start of the season?
Absolutely, whatever you can get your hands on, and but 133 sounds like a tough one to take. But yeah, it's whatever you can get your hands on.
Well, that was University of Bath we saw in the famous blue and gold. That is University of Nottingham in the equally famous green and gold, and they are colours that are becoming more and more synonymous with success in university sport. We are live. It's the headliner at the Nottingham Hockey Centre. University of Nottingham against the University of Bath. The sun going down behind the trees. It is a pretty spectacular sight here. I'm very much looking forward to this one. Bath attacking the goal to your left, and they'll get us underway. Talk to me about the early stages of a game of this magnitude then, because it is a regular league fixture, two teams who are keen to really make an impact on the league, but it does feel a little bit different. There is more of an atmosphere, the cameras are here. How's it going to be different today, do you think?
I think playing under cameras and a big crowd is always different. There's a lot more pressure with it, but a lot of the girls here have played at quite a high standard. I think, off the top of my head, 4 or 5 of the girls have played junior international stuff. So they're used to this kind of pressure, being under the spotlight. So I'm sure the UON girls will handle it quite well. I'm not too sure about the Bath girls, but yeah, I think UON will thrive under this kind of atmosphere. Yeah.
Early searching ball forward goes long. And what about the early stages of the game then? As in a settled team like this, what are you looking to do in these opening exchanges to really establish yourself in the game?
I think the key thing is keep everything really secure. You don't want to take too many risks early on. You don't want to try and be the hero, score a wonder goal too early. So I think the key is just keep it simple, keep those passes short, keep it stick to stick, forehand to forehand, without taking too many early risks.
Ella Armstrong will get us underway over on the right hand side. Ball intercepted, so UON getting back on it. Katie Curtis there, the captain, up over halfway, looking to take on the players around the outside as well, but just running out of space. Good cover there from Molly Marshall, wearing 15 for Bath. And I've just been presented with a Bath team sheet. Thank you very much from the Movember ambassador. He's managed to rip an exit sign down from somewhere in UON and write the team sheet down and present it to me handwritten. So I should have got his name, but it's greatly appreciated. What do you think of that, boys? I'll leave that there so we can
there's a will,
share.
there's a way.
Absolutely. Right, UON on the ball. Here's Nixon looking for the pass forward. That's intercepted again by University of Bath. That was Vicky McCabe wearing 13. Yeah, 13 is not a bad one. I think it's a real statement for 13 as that's drilled forward and touched on. Does that go down as a chance?
I don't think so. More of a hopeful pass into the D, the scoring area. But No, I would have Vicky McCabe, one of the more established players in that Bath team, having represented England in the Euros actually in Ghent in Belgium, just in the summer in July. So that's the experience they'll really look to use.
And that's something I'm going to try and talk to you guys about as the match progresses. As UON come up the right hand side here, makings of a promising attack. Back with Bath, but John was talking about the Premier League. UON absolutely dominating field position here. Maybe the chance to shoot reverse stick, and it's home. First goal scored, and would you believe it? The family connection, the good luck charm. Maddie Axford opens the scoring after a couple of minutes. What a start for UON! First shot on target, first goal. Maddie Axford hammers it home.
Oh, it's a great goal by UON there, and a great goal by Maddie. As much as it pains me to say it, no, it doesn't. No, that's a really great finish from a tough angle, carrying it wide. She's done really well there to take the most of the opportunity.
Well, UON making that early dominance in terms of field position count. Here is Axford on the ball again, looking to thread that needle in behind. But what I wanted to talk about was the Premier League, because of course for so long, particularly with sports like hockey and cricket, and more so rugby union now as well, like education and elite level sport, they're really important bedfellows, aren't they? You quite literally wouldn't have a top level of hockey in the UK without these university teams.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think the level of sort of funding we get at universities is amazing. Especially at UON, the funding this year has massively increased. Looking at this year, obviously playing in the Premier League, both men's and hockey. Men's and women. Yeah, we're looking at a massive upgrade in terms of just general sport, S&C, hydrotherapy, all that comes with sort of elite level sport has massively increased this year due to the fact we're playing in the Premier League and at a much higher standard. So, yeah, no, I think it's very promising for the university, obviously being University of the Year for Sport in 2021. Yeah, very promising stuff.
Well, here come UON again. Have you boys been briefed for this, by the way? Because there's some pretty serious Marcoms going on as Axford surges into the danger area again, but that one's flashed across the goal and goes out on the far side. It is high-tempo stuff, isn't it? Claudia Swain makes her way over to get us underway again. Lovely flick inside from Swain. She looks to get the ball in. And there's the infringement, and Bath survive. So you talk about the S&C and the funding and all of those things. We're just having a chat here, which is okay. I'm happy with it. I'm getting to know you boys, getting to know the club. What does a week look like then? Because you're playing elite level sport, but you're studying for degrees at a great university as well. It sounds like quite a lot to balance.
Yes, it's a high volume week that we have here, including not only the work on the pitch and off the pitch, but the work in the lecture halls and in the library. Yeah, it's a lot to handle, but I think it's all part of being elite athletes at the university. You know, those are the balances you've got to find, and those are the balances you've got to deal with.
Well, we're going to have another look at the goal here, I believe. Talk us through this, gents. It's not the goal at all. Got excited, didn't I? It was just that reverse stick cross in. But still, spending a lot of time in the right areas, the home team.
No, looking, those balls across can be dangerous. You need to just fill those sort of circle positions in and around the posts, in the penalty spot, to see if you can get those people running on and deflecting it into the goal.
Well, the crowd's starting to build up now as well. A good few hundred tickets sold. That black, green and gold, it is a very recognisable uniform anytime you're in this part of the world. They'll be in fine voice as this evening progresses and they become more well-oiled, I have no doubt. I was here for the volleyball headliner last year. Absolutely brilliant atmosphere, and maybe it was a good luck charm as well as it's a risky ball across the face, because the boys won that night and they also went on to become national champions as well. So maybe that's a sign. Yeah.
Hopefully, that's what we need. Yeah, those are the good luck charms we need.
Here's Satchwell for Bath. One way then the other. Throwing herself on a bit of a blind avenue, but manages to find a pass. Rare bit of territory here for Bath. And they're dispossessed. And it goes out off Annie Wilson. Time absolutely flying here. But we've not had to look left very often, have we? So in terms of the game, this is good news. In comes the cross. Scrappy ball, but cut out well before it's got to the near post.
That's well dealt with there, deep in the defensive half. But I think the key thing, once you get on the ball in those areas, you've got to really secure it, really look to play those simple passes so you don't go back into trouble.
Very sensible. Again dispossessed though, and it's back with Bath on the right hand side. Taken quickly, gets to the byline, looking to get the ball back across.
Yeah, and that's Vicky McCabe again, someone we highlighted earlier on about the real danger that Bath have, and they're carrying excellently there into the circle to win the foot and therefore the short corner.
So here come the Lady Gaga outfit changes, where everyone shimmies behind for what they hope is the most short-lived fancy dress party of the evening. But having been under the pump for all of the game in the first quarter so far, this is a massive opportunity for Bath from the short corner. Nottingham on the line, getting ready to race out. Here comes the flick, but a good left-footed low save. Lucy Brown keeps the score at 1-0.
Yeah, really strong foot there by the keeper. The attacking opponent at the top of the circles looked to play a little slider into that far corner, but the keeper's read it well.
Are either of you ever on the line when it comes to defending those?
Thankfully not. Thankfully not. I don't know about Alex here, but no, I managed to stay at the halfway line for that one.
No, not usually. Usually we've got Connor Williamson dealing with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
A handy player himself. I'm sure you'll see later on.
It just seems like, well, just one of the places where I'd rather be anywhere else in the world.
A death wish, you might say.
Yeah.
A death wish, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's been intercepted. But again, it's back with Nottingham, who've done really well. Great stick control by Katie Curtis. She really digs down on it to try and launch it forward, but Bath look a little bit renewed here. A bit more a zest about their performance. Real battle for the ball in the middle of the park as well. Stick on that from Jordan Homan, but again, it's Bath who can come forward. This a little bit more like it. Oh, chance to shoot here. Reverse stick and just wide of the post. Bad luck. Annie Wilson probably had a little bit more time there than she realised. Made a mess of the opportunity in the end. Did all the hard work to get there. And they just closed up shop on her, didn't they?
It's a really strong carry. She's looking to come inside, but the only way the UM players are sort of forcing her out left onto a reverse, which is really good defending actually.
No, Nottingham straight up the other end. Looking for something. The referee says no. Katie Curtis felt she was impeded, but eventually the decision comes.
Yeah, I agree. I think the last 5 minutes have obviously been all Bath. So it's good for UON to get out of their own half for once and create a short corner. I'm not sure how they've done from short corners this season, but I think Jordan Home usually goes from the top.
Yeah, Jordan Homan, a really dangerous player that UON have from the top of the circle, scoring 5 already this season in the Vitality Women's Premier League. So a big threat.
So here we go. There is the flick off the keeper. Danger not clear yet though for Bath. On the reverse stick! Oh my goodness me! Absolute screamer! That's come off the stick so quickly, it's bamboozled the cameras! 5 minutes to go in Q1, and we might have seen one of the goals of the season.
We talked about the drag flicking threat of Jordan Homan from the top, but what about this? Onto a reverse, glance the right foot and bang, into the roof of the net. That's absolutely exceptional play by the UOM player.
Well, Homan just about rips out the net with that one. and it's Nottingham 2, Bath 0. I've just been handed another exit sign with the men's teams written on. But is this your handwriting, Kate? That's Kate Ottery. She's UON. She's a big deal, and she's done us a
Lovely
good
handwriting.
job. Beautiful handwriting. She was educated well. I'm still getting over that goal, to be honest, lads. Oh my!
Only last week, Tielemans was scoring a volley from 40 yards, and now we've got Jordan Homan at the top of the circle. And here comes Maddie Axford, carrying hard.
Oh, just intercepted, but then dangerously put back across the goal. Keeper with some work to do. Gets a red-booted right foot on it. The chance is gone. Still with UON, looking to increase that lead. Here's Homan again, looking to work it onto that reverse stick. I think that's hit Maddie Axford straight in the backside. 4 minutes to go. Bath trailing. Only really had that one shot on target. Well, it wasn't on target, was it? It was Annie Wilson who had the opportunity. But UON look dangerous every time they come forward. Back into the circle. Across it goes. Keeper Sophie Gallagher. Again, a hefty right boot on it. But then the blast of the referee's whistle brings that particular attack to a close.
UON looking really threatening at this stage. They're, I think they can get caught in the habit of trying to force it a little too much in attack. So building the goal and making those passes and connections into the tee to score the easy ones is where I think they'll end up getting a lot of success tonight.
Let's go Patrick up the right-hand side. Infield, she goes to Stewart. Side to side for Nottingham at the moment. What do you know about a lot of the sponsors around the stand here as that one goes out from a loose pass?
Yeah, well, the club now being a Premier League club has attracted many sponsors. Recently, just joining with One Sport actually, who have offered a lot of help and given a lot of help to the university team, especially on the men's side. I know. And then we've got our Vibe sponsor, which is a big sponsor that gives us some money that we go to on a Wednesday evening, which I'm sure we'll be seeing them this evening.
Well, if the scoreline stays like this, I'm sure you will. The men's game coming later on as well. For those of you tuning in, wondering if you're going to get a double header, great news, you are. I mean, this one sponsor, I'll wait for a little bit later to ask you about, but it's behind the goal that ball has just been lofted towards. Beautiful pass as well. Up the right-hand side to Jess Hill, but she just runs out of space. We'll talk about it a bit more later. It's all good. Charlotte Satchwell now for Bath. Oh, she gifts that ball away and gifts it to UON. Another reverse stick shot towards the top corner. Good save by the goalkeeper. That was Miela wanting to get in on the action. So I'd imagine after somebody scored a screamer like that, everyone fancies a go, right?
Yeah, you've got to yourself, haven't you? As soon as you see something like that, every opportunity, oh, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that, everyone thinks. But yeah, no, takes a tremendous amount of skill.
So here's Curtis, second short corner, watch out for Homan. She's got one to her name. Fluff in the initial attempt, but here she comes with the flick. She goes low this time. Oh, it's just scrambled wide. That is superb defence on the line. Rosie Usher keeps the score at 2-0. And here she is on the ball. How important will that touch be as we enter into the last minute of the first period here at the Nottingham Hockey Centre? Great pace up the right-hand side. It's a good carry. I managed to shift the ball on as well. It's Vicky McCabe. You both rightfully pointed out she's been busy, and it feels like if Bath are going to get anything, get a foothold in this game, then McCabe might well be a key part of what gets them there. Bit of space up the left-hand side now. Satchwell. A lot going on there.
Just got to keep it secure these last 10 seconds. UON keep breaking it down, stop Bath getting those real opportunities. And as we talk about it, the short corners one. Commentator's curse, as they say.
Well, you've been doing it for 15 minutes, lads, and you've already got yourself one, so That's the referee's whistle as well, so this could well be the last act of the first period. Look at that beautiful sky, by the way. Lovely. Lovely part of the world.
It is
here,
lovely
isn't it?
part. Yeah, Nottingham.
The jewel of the East Midlands. Might be the most Ron Burgundy thing I've ever said on live telly. But here we are. Nottingham lined up on the halfway line. Bath lined up, looking to get their first goal. I mean, hopefully we're going to see it. The short corner, there it is. Lined up for the short corner. Nottingham on the line, ready to race out. Here it comes. A touch, then a flick, and then great defence again. Last touch off that one. Emma Stewart guides it wide. And the referee's whistle goes. UON 2, University of Bath 0. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
Yeah, really good first quarter for Nottingham. Obviously keeping a clean sheet and scoring 2 goals. There's not much more you can ask for in the first quarter.
No, they've dealt with the. Sorry, Alex. They've dealt with the occasion really well, scoring those 2 goals. One of them, which was up there as contender of goal of the season, as you said.
Oh.
Yeah, no, really good start for UON, and just got to now, keep it secure. As I said, build those goals. There's no need to take risks now, and yeah, could be on for a winner here.
Well, still plenty of hockey to come, but I want to get to the nitty-gritty of the club with you boys, maybe the university as well. Why is it always the same guy who's getting tattoos and shaving his head? Like, at what point do one of you or one of the wider club, because there's got to be a couple of hundred members across the men's and the women's, why isn't anyone else sticking their hand up?
I think this guy Fergus Stevens is a bit of a club talisman.
Okay.
As president of the club, he's actually taken the club on leaps and bounds, sort of balancing a degree with the job of presidency, which I think people underestimate sometimes. He's done a superb and a lot of work to push this club further forward, and I think he sort of almost takes it upon himself to go the extra mile, which is actually amazing sometimes.
A tattoo, man.
Yeah. It's with you for life, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's with you for
is.
life.
Also, did you say under his armpit? So that's like on his ribs. Now, I've not got any tattoos myself, but I'm led to believe if it's on your ribs, it really hurts.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt when he got it done. I was there actually.
Oh, were you?
I was there, yeah. Yeah,
brilliant.
He as I said, he fainted after having it done and woke up 5 minutes later and said he had a wonderful dream. So I'm not really sure what sort of dream that was, but yeah.
Got any tattoos, Alex?
Not personally, no. I don't look to be getting any.
Hey, the night is young.
I know. Yeah, maybe something charity-wise, as Fergus has obviously proven. It's something that can be done.
Well, great news is you've said that live. So it's on record now. So if anyone wants to sponsor him to get a charity tattoo, they can. UON on the ball. And we are underway in Q2. Here's the goal scorer, Homan. Nottingham looking to pick up where they left off. They were settled early in the first quarter. Pretty much everyone got a touch on the ball. Now might be looking to inject a bit of pace, but Axford looked like she was getting dispossessed, but still on the ball. Could forge a chance here. Oh, it's a good save, but again, Axford causing nightmares for the Bath defence, and then chasing the ball down too. High-octane stuff. Here's Homan, easily recognisable in that headband. A little reverse ball in, but it's intercepted, but illegally. No?
No, that's a fair challenge we saw, and Bath winning the foul. I think often sort of fishing at those reverses, trying to pass those into the D. It's good disguise, but not always the strongest. So try and keep it forehand, and yeah.
That's Bath launching the ball forward. Should be easy enough for UON to deal with. Izzy Chowdhury was given chase up top, and it is back with Chowdhury. Again, she takes a shove. I always fear for the right hand, boys, because you've got a bit of protection on the knuckles on the left, but I'd just be waiting for a finger to detach on the right hand.
Yeah, you definitely do take a couple knocks, especially in training. Obviously, you're there for 2 hours or so.
I mean, yeah, so most people wear a glove, but our man Alex here, who's sat next to me, doesn't even wear a left-hand glove.
What?
Yeah, he's he's a man who takes risks. Once heard, what was the story?
Oh right. Tails. What's Tails' full name?
Matt Taylor, who's currently coaching.
There it is.
We might have to come back to that if this goes anywhere near the goal. No, Tails.
Short corner. Is it? Yeah. Matt Taylor, the first team hockey coach, women's hockey coach. He once told me a story about the best player in the world not wearing a left-handed glove. So from that day forth,
So ergo, you're the best player in the world.
Yeah, I'm the self-nominated best player in the world apparently. It's all down to Matt Taylor if I don't have any knuckles left by the end of my career.
Right then, all eyes on Homan once more. No, a change. Oh, skilled move. Oh, she's just lost it there when it looked like one of those training ground moves was going to come off. Alas, UON remain 2 to the good. Here's Kilpatrick. She finds Axford. Then drifts out on the far side. So did you used to wear a left-handed glove before that?
Yeah, in my junior career, I would I would always wear one. But yeah, as soon as Matt Taylor told me, he didn't tell me not to, but obviously gave me this story to sort of bear in mind. And since then, yeah, never really worn one. But yeah, my knuckles on a cold, rainy night, take a battering.
Yeah, I bet they do. I bet they do. Another attempted ball up the line. That's put out again on the right-hand side. It's Mueller. You don't wear a huge amount, do you? Shin pads, gum shield, glove. That's about it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people sort of ponder at how people don't get sort of injured more often. But actually, I mean, especially at this sort of level where everyone's got a lot of control over what they're doing, it tends to actually be very safe. You rarely see very many injuries based on sort of lack of protection.
UON, there's just so much more zip to the pass. As I say that one goes awry there from Axford. But still, they just look a bit more composed than Bath, don't they? I think when you're chasing the game, when you're 2-0 behind, every time you get on the ball, you feel as though you've got to get it forward, you've got to try and create an opportunity.
Yeah, I think obviously snatching 2 early goals has been very beneficial for Nottingham. They've been in a couple of Premier League games this season where they've been trailing. So they're obviously used to being in a similar situation to what Bath are in. But yeah, they're handling the situation very well. Bath haven't had too many chances in this quarter, and hopefully it stays that way for us.
Yeah, as you say, this season, they're sort of, when we look at BUCS, they're currently 2 from 2 at the moment, Nottingham. A joint with Exeter actually on goal difference, who actually played Bath last game, but Bath narrowly losing that 3-1 to Exeter. But yeah, UON having a successful start to their BUCS campaign.
Do you know when the Nottingham Exeter game is, or?
Oh, I'm not sure actually.
Not got that.
No, I'm not. That's research I've not done.
Always amazes me the miles that university players put in across the sport. So I think if you play at this level, any kind of national league, it is some serious bus trips, isn't it? But I was on a women's national league rugby live stream the other day, and they've got Exeter and Edinburgh in the same league, which is, and then Cardiff Met are in there as well. So you literally, all they need is Belfast and nip a team in, and you go into all the countries in the UK, but put in a lot of miles to play a high standard of sport. Axford playing it out to the left-hand side. UON looking dangerous again, into the circle, but dispossessed well. Katie Gwyther for Bath. They're going to clear the ball. And Annie Wilson really drive those runs forward, Wilson.
Yeah, just need a little bit more zip on that pass from Maddie there, just to give the UON player as much time and space as she can have to sort of dribble and carry the pass.
Oh, that's a good rob. Real chance now for University of Nottingham. Needs a good pass, doesn't quite get one. And Ella Armstrong is back. On the counter there, UON looking dangerous again. Claudia Swain over there wearing 4. Just taking her time. Time is absolutely flying as well. Just 10 minutes of the half to go. Fewer incidents thus far in the second quarter. If you are just joining us, we've had the opening goal from Axford. Then Jordan Homan with a screamer. Both good goals, to be fair. Both yet to really challenge the goal of Lucy Brown in University of Nottingham. Will that change here? Annie Wilson. She's got Chowdhury to her left, but wants to go on her own, and there's a foot on that from Katie Curtis. So another chance here for Bath.
Yeah, that was a well-manufactured short corner there. Obviously, they've not taken their chances as of yet, but we'll see what they can do from the top of the D now.
Yeah, I think the key is keep giving yourself those opportunities, keep building the play, keep building the short corner, and yeah, you'll eventually, hopefully, that ball goes over the line. Great left to right drag there to bring the ball inside, and as Alex says, manufacture that short corner.
If you're on the short corner, are you a sweeper? Are you a slider? Are you a hitter?
Oh yeah, go on, Alex.
Unfortunately, neither of us really do much on short corners.
What's happened here then?
I think someone's broken early. Is that the injector?
No, from the defensive side.
Katie Curtis, is that?
I think that was Nixon, was it?
Holly Nixon.
Given her marching orders.
Yeah, off to the halfway line she goes. Bath can think carefully about this.
So a slightly bigger target to aim at, but they've messed the pass up.
That's a great tackle.
Hannah Kilpatrick.
Hannah Kilpatrick, great tackle. Get that stick in early, win that ball, and dispossess the attacker there.
Yeah, from quite a threatening position for Bath, Nottingham have dealt with that very well.
They get to come again. Our lovely stick control, really nice from Axford. Gets rid of a few defenders and then sets UON on the go again. There's the shot. Oh, look to squeeze it in at the near post, and Gallagher makes a good save. But Axford working hard and making things happen.
That's a really good carry up the pitch from just outside our 25. Really good carry. Just to maybe look to put that ball in far post so we can get an extra person on the post there.
Another pass inside, looking for Axford. Is it giving her compliments through gritted teeth, or are you all right with
Absolutely,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. I think she's often described as the better Axford, and that's something I've had to live with. The parents have a picture of her in the living room rather than me, but there we go.
No.
You just got to live with that sometimes, don't you?
That is brutal.
I'm sure they're listening.
Well, I don't know how much you know about the Axford family, but the elder sister also plays senior GB hockey. So the entire family, good genetics, I would say.
But they wear left-hand gloves.
And I think that's the difference. I think that could be the difference here. Yeah, I think a left-handed glove could be the key to success.
Look at all that traffic there. They're probably joining the car parking queue to watch the headline.
I'm sure they've got the stream on.
Oh, nice pass inside again. Another opportunity here on the reverse stick and flicked in. It's a second for Axford. She makes it 3. It is a standout performance so far from Maddie Axford. Let's take another look at this. Oh, it's a good finish.
Yeah, it's a great finish. Often they say when the keepers aren't able to set, that's when you really get those easy goals. And yeah, she's done well there. No wind up, no big one, just a little flick. And the keeper's not set and not ready for that one to go in the bottom right-hand corner.
Annie Wilson. Again, driving in. She's a powerful runner. Oh, and a bit of afters there as well. 3-0 in the first half. I'd imagine this is when frustration starts to build if you're the team chasing the game too.
Yeah, I agree. I think as long as Nottingham keep it cool, calm and collected for the next 2 quarters, I think there shouldn't be much difficulty. It could be where cards start to come out. Bath could get a bit feisty, a bit frustrated, and like you mentioned then, some afters could creep in. And that's when Nottingham will just take the game away from Bath, as we obviously hope it will.
I mean, you might. I'd like to say that I'm a completely impartial, neutral commentator. So, and a welcome to all the University of Bath supporters as well. Great to have you on board. Always great to have as much university sport as accessible as possible, particularly when the standard's as good as this. Oh, here they go again. Axford looking to squeeze one in.
I wondered whether that's actually lifted off the Bath player into the University of Nottingham forward, but so I thought that should have been a short corner, but I might be wrong there.
Do you think sometimes in a game like this where it's a 50-50 decision, you might go with the team who are trailing 3-0?
Well, I think especially when in the defensive half, when a situation like that where it could possibly lead to a goal, I think there is a tendency that happens.
Here they go again. Axford gets dispossessed and Bath can come away with it. Big physical collision. Stewart digging in for Nottingham. Going to get things going. Here's Homan. Onto the reverse stick. That could be bad news. Oh, you're just looking to pull the trigger there, but there are enough Bath players in the way to stop her. Every time she goes onto that reverse stick now, we all draw breath, don't we?
I'm hoping to see another wonder goal, but those don't come around often, so we'll see.
She absolutely ripped that one. If you are just tuning in, then I'm sure we'll see the replay at some point, but Jordan Homan scored an unbelievable goal on the reverse stick. And here she is, launching it forward towards the goal.
I'm unsure why that didn't count.
Unsure.
Yeah, we'd have to watch a replay with that one.
Yeah, there was a touch on it, but who was the last touch off? Either way, there's Axford, and that will count. 3 first-half goals for Maddie Axford. That might be the pick of the bunch. Another reverse stick across the goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, very nice to start the move off with the pass to Jordan, and this is not the goal, but
no,
this is the goal. To start the pass off, and receive the ball there and drag a very good right to left to then be able to aim for that bottom right-hand corner. It was excellent, and a good first-half hat-trick.
Don't sound bitter at all. Oh.
University of Nottingham 4, University of Bath 0. So far, so good for the home team. Looking for the double against their illustrious university rivals. Brown up the line. Searching for the captain, Curtis. She makes a good pass to Jess Hill. Takes it to the byline, but she's dispossessed. Bath have spent a lot of time inside their own half. A lot been inside their own 25 as well. And loose passes like that aren't going to help. So give us an injury update then, boys. When can we expect to see you back?
So I was out for about 6 weeks. So just about 2 months, and just got a problem with my shin actually. So there's a concern of overuse and maybe a stress fracture.
Okay.
But fortunately got a scan and it's come back all clear. So just looking at sort of load management at the moment, and yeah, so it just causes me to miss a few games.
Alex?
Yeah, myself, I've been out for to the day 2 months.
Okay.
8 weeks. I've got a consultancy meeting tomorrow with an ankle specialist, and then hopefully a scan to see what the issue is. But I don't know. It could be a while off the pitch. It's a bit of a shame considering it's my last year. But there's always the opportunity of a masters.
There is always the opportunity of a masters, Alex. There is.
You could never be too educated.
Yeah, you can't be. So yeah, I mean the prospect's still good. I'd love to play another season here. The hockey's brilliant. The university itself is awesome. Yeah, I obviously hope the ankle injury isn't too bad, but we'll see. We'll see.
We will see indeed. We're very much looking forward to following your progress and seeing you back on the pitch, hopefully with some live stream stuff as well. I love the fact that university sport is getting this kind of attention now. University of Nottingham. A minute to go in Q2. 4-0 ahead. And then rampaging up the right-hand side again. That's out off the stick of Sasha Kendrick. So this will be Nottingham ball.
Yeah, just need to manage this period of 40 seconds. You're 4-0 up. It's very comfortable. Just take it into half-time. Get that team talk and go back out. There's no need to take any risks now.
So Megan DeLang plays it back into her own half. And they're not taking any risks at all, are they? Stewart plays it forward, but Coleman is dispossessed. Yeah. Oh, it happens, mate. Just you wait, it happens. But as that opens some space here, UON going in search of goal number 5. That ball chipped across. Umpire, should I say. God, it's a slap on the wrist, isn't it? God. Match official doesn't like it. And that takes us to half-time. Holman with the pick of the goals, a hat-trick for Axford. Whoever's on tunes has just hit play, and it is so far so good for University of Nottingham. They lead Bath 4-0. Before we go back to John, who's got all kinds of fun and games planned for half-time, your thoughts on the half?
Do you want to start, Charlie?
I'll start. No, great half for UON. I think everyone watching can see they've been the dominant team. And real clinical finishes, actually. There's not been many that should have gone in and missed chances. They've been really, really clinical. And obviously that absolute wonder goal that we can talk about by Jordan Holman, one of the top goal scorers in that Premier League, is a real highlight.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Charlie said. Really solid start for Nottingham. Obviously 4-0 up, clean sheet. There's not much more they could have hoped for before this headliner. So hopefully they carry it on throughout the second half.
So in a second half, when you're in such obvious control then, are you a foot on the throat kind of guy, or are you looking at different formations, giving other people time on the pitch? How do you approach the second half?
Personally, never been coached by Matt Taylor, so I couldn't tell you what he's saying in the half-time
I'm not asking what he'd say, I'm asking what you'd say.
I think there's no harm in them going for it at this point. I wouldn't mind seeing double figures. A couple more home and goals like that would certainly be a treat. Yeah, on to you, John.
Yeah, Tails is not one to shy away from a big result. So I think he'll continue playing those players that he really backs and really trusts to bring the result home. But yeah, as I say, it's comfortable. Just need to keep it really secure.
Certainly is. Half time here. We'll be back with the second half. It's University of Nottingham 4, University of Bath 0. Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights then. So this was the decision that led to the screamer.
Oh, the wonder goal.
We'd already had the first Maddie goal. We're not going to show you that when you've been through enough. Talk us through this, because this is sheer class.
Yeah, I mean, the flick bottom left didn't quite come off, but to get it in that space and to hit off the right foot into the top corner, I mean, the keeper has genuinely not done that, so that's something really special.
I'm not sure we did. It was an absolute rocket, wasn't it? But a bit more finesse about that one. Beautiful finish.
Yeah, I think as a striker, you've just got to put the ball on target, and Maddie's proven that point exactly. She's put it on target, and the keeper's not got to it.
Well, that was the disallowed goal, and we weren't sure why, but it was immediately followed up by another sharp finish.
Yeah, no, a great finish into the bottom right-hand corner. No, Alex was saying he thought it took a touch off the UON player, the disallowed goal, but a bit of controversy in a headliner, you know, can't go amiss.
Got to be done, hasn't it? You're getting a phone call there. Mute your mic before you answer it. But yeah, absolutely great to have you here. You've missed a brilliant first half, particularly if you are a supporter of the University of Nottingham. We have the men's game as well, University of Nottingham against University of Bath, to follow this. Sun going down, beautiful stuff. What is going on down there right now? Is this the head shave that's about to happen?
This is the head shave, yeah.
Oh my goodness me. Are we getting cameras in on this? Is this? Are we taking this live? This is the club. Is he the president or the chairman?
The president.
The president of the club, who got a tattoo from November last year. He's got beautiful long hair, and it is all going to be gone. And because it's done in a rush, I can't imagine you've got a barber in. It's going to be more like a butcher.
He said, just I hope he gets as much done as possible, and then we can finish it off on the sideline, is what he said to me.
Oh my goodness gracious me!
Could be a scene after this.
Well, John is with him. Let's go down. I've got a feeling this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Here he is right now. We've seen him already. Fergus, how are you feeling? Your hair is about to go. You've been growing it since the first year.
Yeah, I'm feeling warm at the moment. Might be about to change, but all in aid of a good cause.
Excellent stuff. So look at this man now, and don't remember his hair, because when he's out playing a little bit later on, he'll look completely different. Who is doing the shaving today?
Ollie Tubster.
All right, Tubster. do your business. We'll do our best to talk you through this. I'm going to chat to some of the people from Movember in just a second, but let's leave the focus here on the Clippers. Fergus told me earlier on he's been growing this hair since his first year. He's now in his 4th year at the University of Nottingham, so pretty thick lot of hair there. Kind of going for the reverse mullet there, aren't you, Tubster? The reverse mullet?
Yeah, a little Gabri Martinelli, mate.
I like it. We've got a couple of ponytails there. You might want to clip those off and, I don't know, toss them to the crowd. Maybe they'll want a souvenir of their day.
I think they're being donated, actually.
In that case, don't toss them to the crowd. Keep them. I'm going to go and chat to some of the people from Movember. Guys, just while we watch Fergus get his bonds chopped off there, just introduce yourselves and tell us, I know you're playing in a little while, tell us what your role is here at the University of Nottingham.
So I'm Zach and I'm one of the ambassadors for the Uni of Nottingham this year, Movember.
And I'm Ollie, I'm also one of the ambassadors.
Nice, so you've been involved in all of the fundraising, and Fergus was telling us earlier of all of the amazing things you've been doing, and who came up with the idea for him to get his quite, legendary hair, I've learned this afternoon here at the University of Nottingham. Who came up with the idea?
I think that was off his own back. He's been growing it for 3 years. Some say it was especially for this moment.
So Fergus has been an integral part here at Movember at Nottingham for the past 2 years, and I think because this is his last year, just tops it off for him, raising as much money as he can this year. It looks like he's doing a good job.
Yeah, the Martinelli, as Tubster there just described, is coming off there, and he's a big character. Tell us more about his tattoo. You must know about his tattoo.
Yeah, so last year he raised just under £2,000, so he got a nice tattoo with the Movember logo just under his chest. So make sure we're spreading awareness as much as we can here at the Union, here countrywide.
Excellent stuff. We actually got a couple of representatives from Movember, so thanks guys for now. We'll chat to Natalie and Polly, and you're from Movember itself, and we've heard all of that, what University of Nottingham have been doing, but as a whole, Movember is something that has grown and grown and grown, and now is such a massive thing and does some amazing work.
Yes. Yeah, so we fund over 1,250 projects across the globe, all to do with men's health. And so supporters like Nottingham are some of our biggest champions. Nottingham are 3rd in the league table at the moment in the UK, and we're just really happy to be here supporting Nottingham, supporting Movember. So thank you.
I like that there's a competitive edge to this, which is very good as well. And obviously people will know Movember for the whole moustache growing situation, but Polly, tell me what other things people do to raise money. I know the women here are doing different things.
Yeah, so we've got our Move Challenge, which is moving 60 kilometres in a month, and that's 60 kilometres for 60 men that take their life every hour across the globe. People also host events, so events like this raise a lot of money, and so loads of other things that shaving your head.
Well, we're going to have a look at Fergus in a second, but the umpire is telling me to get off, so Dave Rogers will talk you through the second half here in Nottingham.
Oh, thank you very much, John. They are having great fun out there, and good on him and good on everybody who has donated money as well. Keep up the good work. Thankfully, I am behind the camera this evening, which is great news because my moustache is looking absolutely horrendous. Charlie and Alex will be back with us at some point, but for now, Nottingham are getting us underway, and they're looking pretty good as well. That's exactly what you want under the floodlights when you've got the cameras on you, is to give it your best, and they've done that. If you are just tuning in, then you missed 4 great goals. You missed an Axford hat-trick and a screamer from Homan. Oh, and the gentlemen are back. Right. Charlie and Alex just come back, and they brought themselves pints, but not me. That won't be forgotten, lads. Good job, I'm a professional and I'm driving. But either way, that was Nottingham at the right-hand side. Look at the crowd now as well. They're building up. The stands are looking full. The glasses are also looking full. Boys, I hope it tastes horrendous. But there seems to be a pretty good vibe there with the head shaving. And what we didn't talk about before is the fact that he's donating the hair too, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I can't remember which charity exactly. It probably said over the live stream, but obviously, all of his hair is going to a charity, which is lovely of him. And as we mentioned earlier, he's a big Movember ambassador here at the university. He's done it year in, year out since he's been there. And he's a pretty fantastic role model for the first years here at the university.
Did I see on socials as well that of all the clubs involved with Movember, the charity. The hockey club are currently top of the list, ahead of the rugby club, ahead of everyone.
Yeah, currently, and I think that's great, and that's great for the hockey club. But it's at the end of the day, it's as a university as a whole, and it's nice to see everyone else getting behind it and getting behind such a great charity, especially the ladies club as well. For a charity that's focusing on men's health, that's really nice to see that the ladies get behind it, and they also tend to raise a lot of money for it, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I know the ladies' second team are doing a big running event. I couldn't go into too much detail about it, but they're doing a running event for Movember. I think currently they've raised just over £1,000.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a link somewhere on their Facebook. I can't remember quite off the top of my head, but yeah, they're doing amazing work for Movember. So it's not just the men at the university doing it. Obviously, the ladies are big into it as well.
I also think it's quite important to realise that yes, you're raising money, but it's generally raising money from your contemporaries at university, and everyone's skint. Like, people haven't got a lot of money to be dishing out, have they? So it is, any contributions quite amazing, really.
Yeah, that's why I was only my beer. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't worry, lads, don't worry. I mean, bad news, we're not paying you for co-commentary either, so...
What?
Cost of living crisis? That's nicely flicked on. UON back into the Bath half, but that's good defence and a good turn as well. Carrie Davis there. And then Chowdhury just loses control of the ball. I don't know whether it's the fact that they're chasing the game or whether it's pressure that we can't sense from Nottingham defensively, but Bath haven't been particularly composed in that final third, have they?
No, they haven't. And I think at this stage in the game, if it was sort of 1-0 to Nottingham, Bath have that time. Bath have that time to sort of build the goal. But at the moment, they really do have to throw the kitchen sink at it. So you're going to see a couple more forced passes, a couple more risky plays, but they've got to do it in the hope that it pays off.
Not a lot of incident in the first few minutes of this third quarter. Well, we are lucky with the conditions, because I don't know what it's been like up here, but the weather has been brutal around the country. So the fact that it's dry, it's a bit cold, but we've got a great playing surface, great conditions. It's really suited University of Nottingham thus far in the game.
Yeah, no, a big shout out to Beeston Hockey Club for allowing us to use their pitch and their services. This pitch has recently been relaid.
Looks great.
Yeah, no, it looks amazing to a fresh water base. So that's a real pleasure to be able to play on.
Well, that's been picked off again. It's back with Nottingham. Forward it goes to Homan. Chance of a fourth here. Oh, what a good save by the goalkeeper. Feels as though unless she's got 3 players to beat, then Maddie Axford doesn't want to put it in the onion bag. That was the best chance of the lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'd use... I didn't think I'd use the words lack of composure for Maddie, but unfortunately that's where I am. She's one-on-one with the keeper. You saw there's an argument that there's no need to go on her reverse there, but that's the one she trusts. So yeah, not bringing the goal home that time, but another great chance for UON.
Just carved Bath open that time, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, Bath in defence.
Nice from Wilson. Oh, can't quite find Chowdhury. And talk about chances. That's as good as it's been for Bath.
Yeah, they're not going to get they're not going to get many chances in this game from how Nottingham have been defending, but they've got to take them kind of chances. She'd have been one-on-one there.
Sorry, Alex, to interrupt. As a defender there, so I'd play higher up the pitch. As a defender, do you think we should be sort of looking at sort of man-to-man, woman-to-woman marking there rather than?
It depends what sort of pressing Matt Taylor's doing. I don't know whether he's man-to-man or zonal. But as a halfback myself, I'd look to be man marking there, not allowing that player a one-on-one chance. I think that's pretty lacklustre defending, one would say.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one.
Well, the sheets remain clean. It is Nottingham 4, Bath 0 in the third quarter. Bath, again with some defending to do. Here's Axford, has 3 goals, should perhaps have 4. What have you seen that you didn't like there?
Well, I really think that should have been a short corner. Katie Curtis has done excellently there to get that touch in before the Bath player, and I thought that just hit a foot. I may be wrong. I know Julian Warburton, the umpire, is an excellent umpire, so I'm sure he's got that correct. But
look at you trying to curry favour with the umpires. You're getting it all in here, aren't you? Not leaving anything to chance. You'd be like, oh, do you remember the time I said you were great on the live stream? He looks like he's having a great time out there as well, doesn't he? So now Bath to attack from deep, but high press here from Nottingham, not making it easy to escape, and then the miscontrol gifts it back to Swain. And Swain going side to side, looking to create some space, but instead draws the infringement. That one chipped over the top. You don't get 3 points for clearing the crossbar, unfortunately.
Certainly don't. I think that's been a theme of the game, though, with Bath's play. Not been quite as secure on the ball as I'm sure they'd like, but it just gives UON that chance to not need to put that much pressure on, but still get that ball back. So I think as long as Bath can look to try and keep the ball and secure it a little bit more, I'm sure they'll create a few more chances.
Annie Wilson took a tumble there. Having a few changes here for Nottingham. Swain taking her place on the bench. Being moved well up the flank here by Nottingham. Then they come inside. Another chance for Axford. Cannot clear their lines well until they get Annie Wilson on it. She's a real powerhouse, but she is dispossessed, and that's lovely stick work from Homan. Now she needs an end product, but let down this time by the stick, and then a lovely bit of work to get around the defender in the middle of the park here for Bath. Just to get the pass away after she looked like she might have been going down a blind alley there, Vicky McCabe. Instead it's Nottingham. Put an end to that attack. This, again, end product. I say attack just because it's a phase of possession, but it hasn't really been an attack from Nottingham at all, has it?
No, it hasn't. It's been a case of just...
Bath, should I say, sorry.
No, it's been a case of just sort of trying to get that ball back and trying to secure it, because at the moment I've not seen, I don't know about you, I've not seen a string of sort of 5 or 6 passes that have been put together, so I think they've really just got to try and secure the ball. I mean, they're unlucky there with a decision that should have gone their way, but it's well picked up at the back.
Yeah, I think as much as we can fault Bath's attacks and not being too clinical, we can also highlight how good Nottingham have been in defence. Keeping a clean sheet in a BUCS game is huge. BUCS games are so end to end. Obviously, playing in a couple myself. Same with Chax. He could probably mention as well that
another chance here for Nottingham. Great save by the goalkeeper who closes the angle. Score remains 4-0. Ismaili Kumar. Big opportunity.
That's a big opportunity there for UON, and actually, although 4-0 is comfortable, if you think that it makes it 5, that really kills the game off. So, you know, keep the stick on ball there and try and manufacture a little bit of a better chance.
Over the way Nottingham are playing, it doesn't feel like too long until there'll be another opportunity. Here are Bath then, chance to open their account. Another opportunity goes begging. This time Ella Armstrong, they're going to have to take one of these at some point. Nottingham again in midfield. Another drive from Axford and a through ball's a good one. Still with Nottingham. Oh, wow. Tell you what, team, you will never know the magic of television that we have just witnessed, but that is stunning. Oh my goodness, the pass as well. How have they not scored there? That was simply sensational from the captain, Katie Curtis. Beautiful balance and stick work.
Yeah, I mean, she's taken on 2 or 3 players there and just gone it inside to out a couple of times, and yeah, that's amazing stick work to take it through those players. And just unfortunate that didn't end up in the back of the net.
Oh my goodness. I'm actually kind of glad it didn't, because I was talking about the magic of telly. But that was absolutely brilliant balance there from the captain. 4.5 minutes of Q3 to go. Not been as action-packed, has it? It's better though from Bath, but just eased across.
Luckily, lucky not to give away a short corner there, actually, I think. I'm sure the umpire will have it correct. Luckily for Bath.
Yeah, I think as we come into the last sort of 20 minutes of play, Bath have got to score fairly soon to sort of give themselves a chance going forward. They've not threatened much in the last sort of 50 minutes. So I think a goal now would sort of put them back in contention, I'd say.
Do you think they can do anything different defensively, or to sort of to aid their attack, or are we looking at just a bit of a stalemate here?
I mean, the last 50 minutes hasn't shown a lot for Bath. They've not been very threatening going forward. I think they could probably sacrifice another player going forward, maybe go to a 3 at the back kind of formation. They've got nothing to lose at this point, so I think trying anything is going to be beneficial for them, especially in a big BUCS game like this, under the lights, in front of the cameras. There's no real harm in challenging.
And also, I know this is a regular season fixture, and they'll have another go at it next week, the week after, break for Christmas, go again in whether it's late January, early February or whatever. But even if you lose a game, because it's very difficult to go a season undefeated, you want to have positives to focus on, don't you? So surely for Bath it is, right, we're probably not going to win this game, but let's win the 4th quarter, or let's get a goal, or let's keep them out for a period of time, or something.
As you say that.
And this could be the chance here. There are Nottingham defenders back.
Short corner and a green card for
the left half, I think.
I'm not sure who's got that. I'm not sure who's picked up that green card yet. Trying to work it out, but yeah, no, not sure who's picked that up. But I think the sort of deliberate breakdown in players there through on goal has caused them to pick up that green card.
Now this is an important conversation, isn't it? Because it's important that Bath get a goal, and they all know that it's important that they get a goal, but they don't want to put any pressure on the players involved here.
Exactly.
Because they've already made a real mess of one short corner, but now this is a brilliant opportunity to get something on the board. It's Vicky McCabe who's going to initially take control of the ball. Katie Partridge loitering around as well. Anisi Chowdhury. Oh, another shotgun start. There we go.
It's another shotgun start, which is really poor basics from UON, but it's also lucky for Bath, because that injection was wayward, so they get another crack at it.
Straight out. There's the touch. again, they've made a meal of it. Not managed to get a shot away, which is criminal.
Yeah, as you said, it really is criminal. I mean, the injection, both times there we could see, there's not gone to the stopper, and she's dragged that. She's almost pushed that 2 or 3 feet wide of the stopper, which gives the drag flicker no opportunity to pick that up and get something at goal. So, yeah, no, really, those are the small chances that you need to take advantage of.
Well, that is a definite work on for the rest of the season for Bath. This is more great stick work, lung-busting stuff. What have you seen there?
Just our president's new haircut. As you might have seen at half-time, he's got his hair cut off. It's the first time I'm seeing it.
Initial thoughts?
Weirdly suits it.
No, it doesn't.
I'm just trying to boost his confidence.
Hey, he's a good man, and I will not have you boys drag him down. Oh, could there be a mistake there to open the door for Bath? Not this time. Carrie Davis not quite quick enough to take advantage. Again, it's looking very, very physical in there.
You talk about the positives that Bath can take away from a game like this, and actually the fact that they have had 3 or 4 short corners, building those opportunities, those are real chances they can take forward. I mean, if you think if 1 or even 2 that go in there, you're sort of still in the game. So I think you work on those and you get those really well executed, you're well within this game. So those are the positives that can be taken forward, definitely.
Just a reminder, as the umpire's whistle goes at the end of the 3rd quarter, ours is not an official clock. We're pretty close to the umpire's watch. However, if it is 4-3, 5-4 come the end of the game and the clock does hit 0, don't get too excited because there might be a little bit of meat left on the bone. But we are 3 quarters down here at the headliner, and University of Nottingham in full control. They lead Bath 4-0. And they are pretty good for that lead as well, gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quarter of there wasn't much going on, was there, really? You get to that point in the game where Nottingham they're controlling the game, they don't really have to push it, they don't really have to look for those goals, and they're comfortable there.
Oh, I tell you, the yellow puffers are nice.
Oh, nice. They come at a price, though, I'll tell you.
Oh, do they? Okay. That's not in the kit bag at the start of the season, is it?
No, yeah, they are nice. Player there doing an excellent job there.
Yeah, just for £80 you can secure yourself one of those puffer jackets.
So, do you know what? The price of some puffers these days, 80's not bad, is it?
It's not bad.
You can see a few North Faces knocking about down there. If you can get one of those for 80, you've done very, very well indeed. What's the best bit of stash you get at the start of the season then?
That's a great
That's
question.
a really good
That's
question.
a good question.
What would you say, Chokes?
I like the mid layers, little quarter zip mid layers.
Oh yeah, all right.
The multi-purpose? You can golf in those.
I was going to say you can golf in those. Ideal for
That's
golf.
exactly what you reckon. An ex-kit man himself, actually.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah, sadly.
4th and final quarter underway. It's looking like a victory dance here for University of Nottingham, as might be expected. Championship hopefuls. As we've seen from these 3 quarters, a team full of quality with that bit of X factor, and that X factor has been the difference. We've seen some great goals. Hat-trick for Axford and the screamer from home. And is there any more magic, any more big moments in this game? As Axford gets the attack going again. Drive to the line, just drifting out.
It'd be nice to see real diligence from UON actually in this quarter. I know Matt Taylor will be focusing on keeping the basics and keeping the principles really nailed on. So you sort of hope it doesn't become scrappy. Doesn't become end to end. You want UON to really control this. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that.
So ex-kitman then, did you used to have that role within the club? Was that your...
Yeah, that was my role last year. I'd probably get a bit of stick for it of some of the boys. What was that?
I brought out some lovely hats, really nice hats, some sort of boonies.
That wasn't me, that was the year before, but that's fine.
He's trying to pump your tyres up there.
Yeah, I know.
Let him go.
Oh.
This is great from Annie Wilson. She has been a real standout star for Bath. Can she get the reverse stick on it? No, but she can get the pass inside.
And that's a great carry by Annie Wilson. She's looked a real threat throughout the game.
What colour's this? Oh, it's a
Oh
yellow.
my gosh, a yellow. I'd love to see a replay of that one because I'm not quite sure why it led to a penalty flick, but I think the chance of a oh, here we go.
I'm not sure about that.
I think the penalty flick's the right decision. I think the card is really unlucky because that's complete accident by Hannah Kilpatrick there. She's not done that on purpose. She's clearly locked feet with the Bath player and taken her down with her. So penalty flick, right decision, but I think the card's unfortunate there.
Well, Annie Wilson, having earned the right, she slotted that away to the keeper's left. Good decision from Brown to stick out the left leg, but Annie Wilson finally gets Bath off the mark, and if there's any player in blue that deserves a goal, it's her.
Yeah, absolutely. The way she's carried through midfield with sort of intense and real... Sorry, I'm just looking at this. Yeah, excellent flick. Sent the keeper the wrong way. Really composed.
Yeah, there's not a lot a keeper can do about bottom left. Obviously their stick's on their right hand side, so unless they're ridiculously flexible, then there's not much they're going to be able to do about that.
Pretty thankless task being a goalkeeper for a penalty flick, isn't it?
Almost feels like a free goal at times.
But Bath have got the reward for their endeavour, and here goes Wilson again.
Really good tackle by Emma Stewart, I believe that is.
There are some players in whatever invasion sport it is, whether it's hockey or football or rugby, you just know when they're on the ball, they're going to make metres and put you in good areas, and that's what Annie Wilson's managed to do for Bath today.
He's exactly right. You feel the atmosphere building when they collect the ball.
Yeah.
And as you say, in all sports, whether it's, I mean, been in Anfield myself, and when Mo Salah picks it up, the crowd gets excited, they're all on their feet, and then he scores that screamer, doesn't he? And yeah, you feel that sometimes here as well.
I mean, less so this season, but you know, University of Nottingham 4, University of Bath 1.
Better not go there.
Yeah, the air of anticipation when you get excited about someone being on the ball as Oman plays that forward and to the left. Intercepted, back with Bath. Coming on from Swain, but she concedes the foul. And
I was about to say I've been in this situation before as a sort of side that's leading, and if the opposition can get that extra goal and it becomes 4-2, a little bit of doubt starts to kick in. So, and as we there we go.
Here we go. Here's Chowdhury. Can she get the shot away? Flicks inside. Defence cover comes back through Homan, but it's a weak shot off the shin of the goalkeeper. And a little wobble here from Nottingham.
Yeah, as Charlie mentioned earlier, their diligence in this last quarter would do Nottingham no harm, and they made a bit of a meal of it as of so far. Obviously, Bath have got that first goal, which will give them a lot of confidence. So hopefully, from a neutral standpoint, Nottingham keep this the same scoreline.
Now this is unofficial because I'm springing it on you here, and I'm giving you 10 minutes notice, right? You two are selecting player of the match. Okay. And I've got a feeling who it might be.
I can tell you one person it's definitely not.
You can have no sibling bias here.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I am, you two are on that duty today. It's been great to have your company as well. I say that like we haven't got loads of time left, which we have, and oh my goodness! Nixon rips the net out!
Holly Nixon, what a finish that is. What a finish, here we see it. The pass out to the right by Maddie, takes it across her body, and with that left foot smash in off the post. God, pick of the bunch, we got Jordan Homan's reverse stick roof of the net, and then Holly Nixon's followed it up with an absolute thunderbolt into that far corner.
That is one of those ones where it comes off so sweet you don't even feel it off the stick.
Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't comment too much on that, but I'm sure Charlie, the goal scorer himself, can have a say about that.
No, it is. When you time it that well, it's like when you hit a good goal. When you hit a good goal shot and you just connect with it right, you don't even feel it. No, what a finish that is. That was something really special.
Nottingham 5, Bath 1. We've had a couple of great goals in front of the cameras. could there be another one here as Axford gives the ball away this time? You said you didn't want it to be end-to-end, but that is exactly what it has been. Real entertaining stuff in this fourth and final quarter, and Wilson does not want to give up on the ball. Homan takes it away from her, though, and just drives it forward. It's brought under control really well by Wheeler, and she's dispossessed. Well, it's you go, I go at the moment.
Yes, no, as I said, I mean, you never...
Could go again. Or Nixon squares the ball into that corridor of uncertainty, but Wheeler can't guide it into the open goal. But Nixon in that inside right channel is having a lovely time.
She absolutely is, yeah. The link up with play with the centre midfielder and collecting that ball across the body to not even move the ball and beat that defender to then have a chance at goal is really working for her at the moment. I'm just wondering whether she could have hit that one early.
Well, particularly with the confidence she'll be feeling.
Not sure what's going on here. Ooh.
A little bit of fun as the umpire goes over to make the checks. Just a reminder that we do have the men's game coming up. It's the two same teams playing against each other. Nottingham looking for the double. Bath men will be looking to spoil the party. And there's a couple of players going off. Is that the two? No, it's not the two captains, is it? So it's Claudia Swain.
Why is it stopped?
But either way, I think at some point we're going to resume a game of hockey. So that's something at least.
The umpire's back, which is the important thing.
Yeah. Right, game on. Great news. On a really good tackle as well, and getting the ball away. Nicely done by Wheeler. She cuts inside. There's an important stick on that stops her in her tracks. As my learned friends try and work out what just happened. Alas, the game's back on, lads. Don't worry about it too much. Here's Bath up the left. Are you having a conversation about who the player of the match is? Let's do it out. Let's do it out loud as Nottingham come up the right-hand side.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was trying to discuss. Who's winning that player of the match?
Let's have before we decide. Let's have a chat about some of the players who have impressed you, and then go from there, shall we? Oh, here we go. Axford looking to get onto the reverse again, snaps it across, and goalkeeper makes a save, but the ball's still live, and Bath with some defending to do. Because there are a couple of obvious candidates.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mixed bunch. They've all played very well. I hate to say that I think our nomination is probably going to go to a Nottingham player.
Yeah. You don't have to. Generally, the player of the match will go to the winning side.
Gary Neville, as great a commentator he is, he's so partial to giving a player of the match to the scorer or the winning team. So I think I'd like to break that tradition a little bit. But no, as Alex said, there's been a number of standouts. You almost want to give player of the match to someone, and then you want to give some champagne moments, don't you, to those really good goals that we see.
Well, do you know what? Let's talk about the champagne moments then. And when the mics are dead, because people who've heard me commentate before I've bored them with this story so many times, but I will tell you the story about the time that I gave the man of the match to a rugby player, only for a try to be scored at the other end. Oh, here come Nottingham again. Another opportunity. Reverse stick. Again, brought down and put behind, only for a try to be scored, the other team to win, and for the post-match interview to be one of the coldest things. It was absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal, but brilliant. And we still laugh about it now. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the champagne moment could definitely go to two people in particular. Obviously Holly Nixon for the latter goal.
Yeah.
Wonderful strike. And then obviously Jordan with that reverse stick.
That was something really special, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to not give her man of the match for that. But obviously, Maddie Axford, this isn't my nomination at all, but obviously with Charlie Axford sat here, it's quite hard not to give it to her.
I think one person that sticks out for me that's maybe gone under the radar a little bit is Annie Wilson for Bath.
Yeah.
I think she's been excellent in midfield, and she's looked at one of the real threats from a side that hasn't had a lot going forward. As we speak, here we go. Hasn't had a lot going forward.
Yeah, strong and powerful and accurate, and she's worked really hard to provide for Izzy Chowdhury.
Yeah, no, exactly. She's looked a real threat for Bath, and one of those players that, while their team might not be building a lot, she's giving them every chance. So I think she's got to be right up there.
She's a nominee.
A nominee, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with Charlie. I think it's very frustrating being on the opposite end of what a 5-1 scoreline. They've been 4-0 down for a lot of the match, and she's kept pushing, kept creating opportunities for the team. It's just a shame it's not gone her way today, but I think she's been superb throughout all 70 minutes.
Again, that's a very diplomatic answer, but when you say it's a shame, you don't mean it. You don't want that to do well. But that's fine. I appreciate your honesty.
There we go.
Oh, they've given it away again. Nixon surging towards the byline again, looking to square that ball.
You just think there, as Holly Nixon's drives right, can she get that either shot away earlier, so she gives herself more of an angle or the goal, or if you're going to carry a little bit further, give that pass across goal and really make a clear decision there to execute that finish.
Again, I almost admire her for not pulling the trigger, because if I'd hit one as sweetly as she had, I would be shooting at every opportunity.
No, I bet.
Well intercepted. So a sting in the tail here for Bath, a positive for them to end on. It's 1-1 in this fourth quarter. Well, that's not necessarily a victory of any sort, but when you're looking for positives to move on from Wednesday to Wednesday, that's certainly one of them, as that's lofted into the circle and brought down as well, but the umpires don't like it.
I think they do like it. I think we've seen a short corner given there. A bit of vagueness in the rule of aerials. I think you're supposed to give the player 5 yards to receive the aerial and get it under control, but clearly the defender wasn't within those 5. It was within those 5 yards, and therefore the short corner's been given.
Here we go then. Another chance for Homan.
I think so.
Get it on the reverse stick.
Yeah. Maybe a drag flick even. Maybe a drag flick. We'll see.
Well, if there's ever a chance to try something, it's at 5-1 with 4 minutes to go. Here is Homan. Decent save by the keeper. Reads it well and gets a big red left boot on it. Tell me about your attitude to goalkeepers then, lads. In fact, let's just wait for this attack to die down. There it is. Because there are rumours that no one ever wants to give the keeper a lift. Is that true or false?
No, that was very much true. No one wants that responsibility. I mean, you talk about space for one thing. You've got the goalkeeper, who tends to be, I mean, you'll see it in the men's game, the Uni of Nottingham goalkeepers is humongous as it is. But on top of that, their kit bag, which stinks, and here we've got a chance at the end of the game.
So the kit bag stinks.
Their kit bag stinks, which takes up a lot of space, as well as the goalkeeper.
Who also takes up a lot of space.
It's just. I mean, I'm lucky enough to drive myself up when I'm up at uni, but Alex here, he's a constant lift giver out of the goodness of his heart. But
yeah, I'm used quite a lot for lifts, and as Jack's mentioned in the in the men's game, you'll see Ollie Smart is a mammoth of a human.
Big unit.
We're talking 6'6" kind of territory.
Wow. And obviously with a screw loose as well, because he's a hockey goalkeeper.
Exactly that.
Yeah. And the rest.
Nail on the head. Yeah, nutter of a bloke, but by God, he's a good keeper.
I was going to say, is he a good egg though?
He's a good egg. He's a very good egg. Very good egg, and an excellent goalkeeper, as I hope, touchwood, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see later on.
Busy road here behind as well, isn't it?
It is.
And the trams.
Constantly had the trams every so often passing through behind the goal that's on your screen now. But no, yeah, busy road this one. University Boulevard, as it's called.
Well, that one has topped out of bounds, but it's come off the Bath player, so it will be Nottingham ball. Final 2 minutes then gentlemen, while the ball's dead, I would like you to come to a consensus and give us the player of the match for this headliner, please.
Are we going mutual or individual?
I think mutual is the best. Is the best way to do it. And I think Alex has come to that conclusion himself.
I think although a lot of the players on the pitch have done very well. Obviously, Maddie Axford was it a hat-trick in the end?
Mm-hmm.
We can't bypass the fact that Jordan Homan scored a pretty outrageous goal.
Wonder goal, yeah. There's always offered that threat from the top of the D.
Yeah, so I think me and Charlie have...
And as we talk about it, puts in the... Oh no, it's Katie Kerr, the captain. The captain has come in there and got the sick. But yeah, I think...
Jordan playing for us.
Yeah, Jordan Homan as player of the match there.
Well, it was a good finish in the end from Katie Curtis, the captain. Scrambled it home. Nottingham 6, Bath 1. And congratulations, Jordan Homan, player of the match. Tough to score a hat-trick and not get player of the match. However...
Them the breaks.
Them's the breaks, yeah. And here is the player of the match, Homan, scorer of, well, one of the finest goals certainly that we've seen today. And there have been some pretty good ones today. But again, a brilliant performance, and you know she's been the heartbeat of a lot of what has been good about this Nottingham performance.
Yeah, no, I hope there's more wonder goals yet to come this evening as we head on to 6 o'clock before the men take on Bath.
Are you joining us for that one, or are you going full send?
I think there are rumours that we might be back.
Oh,
we might be back.
If we're welcome.
I don't know what job we've done here, but
it's what the fans want.
Not convinced it is.
Social media has spoken. Well, our clock has hit 0. Umpire's just checking if there's any meat left on the bone. And he's decided that there is.
Might be a slight stoppage, slight add-on time for the situation that occurred sort of midway through this quarter, with the umpire going off the pitch. But I'm not sure how long that'll be. And Jordan Homan, player of the match.
Good tackle and a good pass, but then Homan trying to slide in Axford, but decided that she'd done enough goals for one day, and now maybe Annie Wilson can make something happen. Here's Chowdhury closing in on the circle, and another short corner. Right then, Bath, the game is done. Nottingham remain undefeated for the season. They've had a great start to the BUCS campaign. However, it's been an interesting performance. There's been a lot of bravery up top, and maybe for this moment I am casting my impartiality aside and hoping that they rip the net out with this one. Let's have another great memory from what's been a fascinating game, and certainly from a home perspective, a delightful result.
It's been an excellent result for Nottingham here. Just Bath, I think, here has got a great chance, as we've spoken about, using those short corners as an opportunity to get that ball in the goal. Can we get that injection exactly right, that stop exactly right, and then execute that finish with the drag flick? We'll see here.
So Kendrick waits, and they have got the shot on target, and it has gone in. Oh, smiles on the faces. It's a consolation goal. Finally, they execute one. Wilson at the heart of it once more. Nottingham 6, Bath 2.
Yeah, been a fantastic game. Obviously, as you mentioned, consolation goal there for Bath. But yeah, really well worked corner. I don't know if it takes a deflection in there. It looks as though it takes a deflection. Is that a head? No, footside. Footside deflection in hockey terms. Really well worked corner. Yeah, really good game on the day.
Well, Katie Partridge had the last laugh, but the night belongs to the University of Nottingham. They get the headliner off to the perfect start with a 6-2 win on their home turf. I mean, the crowds have all dispersed because they're going to go and recharge ahead of the men's game, but they're going to be happy with that. And that, gentlemen, before we look at the highlights, is a really great advert for university hockey and for your club.
No, definitely. Great advert for university hockey as a start. To be able to gather that many people around a game like this to watch and to be a part of, no, it's great. And the standard of hockey, and some of that was really incredible. You've got 4 or 5 players making off both sides that are making up sort of national squads, etc. So that's it's a real positive and a real highlight for the future. So yeah, no, and as an event, the headline, as you say, get it off to the perfect start. That win was great.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights then. 8 goals in total. This was the pick of the player of the match in the end, Jordan Homan. Let's take another look at it. In fact, let's just sit in silence. That is so good. That's so good.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, as I say, sit in silence. What a finish. Above the goalkeeper's right shoulder, amazing.
Maddie Axford, she got a hat-trick, which is all she gets because she wasn't player of the match.
Tough evening for her there, but no, great hat-trick. Great first stop, don't let the keeper set, and a great reverse stick there.
This was the goal for Wilson, the goal for Bath. They were knocking on the door for a little while. It was 2 set-piece goals in the end because it didn't feel like anything was going to happen for them in open play. What about this, though, from Nixon? Another absolute rocket.
It's a very good angle of the goal as well. Yeah, she was superb throughout, and obviously that finish kind of capitalised her performance.
And then this was the goal at the end that the skipper poked home, Curtis. Talk to me about finishing those, because composure when the ball's bobbling around like that, that's not an easy finish, is it?
Yeah, well, if you look, obviously at that last goal, not this one, there was probably, I don't know, 7, 8 people in the D. It's a very intimidating position to be in. She stayed composed, did what she's trained for, and put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When that, you just got to focus on what you're doing, ignore everyone else, and she did that, and she got the goal for it.
So what remind me, what time's the second game? Pushback, 15:15.
Yeah,
we've got absolutely loads of time between now and then. Hopefully we're going to be hearing from a few more players and coaches at some point as well. I actually think the lads are about to jog past us. Here they are.
There they go, in their Movember t-shirts, as you can see.
Yeah.
Supporting that wonderful charity that'll be going on throughout this month.
Hey, it's all well and good wearing a t-shirt. It's having a tattoo that all the real boys do.
You've got Movember coming along nicely, I see.
Do you know, I can't believe how quickly it's grown. But then again, I am as old as dirt. We're going to continue our Movember chat. Of course, mental health, a massive part of everything they do with that great charity. Let's find out what John is up to and who he's got with him.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. I'm here with Joe Gomersall and Matt Bartlam, who are from Men's Health Active. And Matt, just tell me more about what Men's Health Active is.
Yeah, so Men's Health Active is a student-run initiative, and our aim is to reduce the stigma around men not being able to talk about mental health. So there's lots of challenges that students might face at university. So we're here to support all the students, male-identifying students at university.
And that's a great thing because obviously, you know, we look at sort of things that the ladies from November were talking about in terms of suicide rates and how it's very heavily weighted, you know, to men in terms of that. And Joe, you know, what kind of things are you actually doing?
So we run talk shops throughout the year. We know how important it is, and especially at university, everyone's so busy, or it seems like everyone's so busy. To like take an hour of your week just to reflect on what's happened and kind of wind down. So the talk shops are run by the council, facilitated by the council service, by Dan Pitt, but it's very relaxed, and people just come in and reflect on what happened in the past week or the past month, just to open up a bit, because we're just trying to reduce the stigma that men can't talk about mental health.
And universities, you know, are a really formative time for a lot of people. You know, you do a lot of growing up and you have a lot of new experiences and things like that. And I think as being part of a university sports team, I certainly found it's probably a good thing because you've got a lot of people that you're very close with and that you can have those conversations with.
Yeah, it's obviously so important. Like sport plays a crucial part. We both believe that sport is a really good gateway to a positive mental attitude, so that's why we're kind of promoting it. That's why it ties in with the University of Nottingham sport programme.
Yeah, I mean, Matt, how did you get involved in the first place? Was it just something you heard about and just thought, you know, I've got to you know, do my bit for this?
Yeah, definitely. The main reason I got involved was because I know how good sport is for my mental health, and I've seen how good it is for other people's mental health. When we get out there on the pitch, we be ourselves, and it's just our chance. It's a safe space to be ourselves and play well. and just have a good time with friends, build a community. So yeah, it's just sport's a great thing for the mental health, and that's why I want to get a message and spread it to other students in the uni.
Yeah, that's great. And how can people, find out more information if they want to get involved, or perhaps if they need help themselves?
So mainly it's just to spread our message, but we have a lot of social media accounts. We work with the University of Nottingham sport programme. We work with the University of Nottingham, and our University of Nottingham Instagram page is UON Inclusive Sport. That's where we share all of our bits and bobs, really.
I've got to ask you about the game. I mean, it's great, and obviously Men's Health Active is the campaign, and I mean, that was pretty impressive. We talked about the headliner earlier on in the last one that we did, which was the volleyball, and it was very dominant by University of Nottingham, and so far in the women's game, very dominant there. You must have been impressed with what you saw.
Yeah, it's great to see, and I think me and Joe haven't watched much hockey before, but we have a newfound appreciation for hockey now, so yeah, it's great to see.
I know. I mean, how are the men going to do? What's the vibe? Give me a score prediction that we can then come and chat to you afterwards and see where you're at.
I'm going to go 4-0. Yeah, 4-0.
4-0?
3-1 knots.
All right, 3-1 knots.
Comfortable 3-1.
All right, let Bath have a one at least. Well, talking about Men's Health Active, Joe and Matt, thank you for chatting to me now. Let's find out more about the money we're raising here, all going in aid of Movember.
What we want to do is just throw out something positive to the younger kids. Don't feel like you've got to be ashamed of anything that's happening at home or in the streets.
Change can come through these programs, and I've seen it change lives.
1, 2, double jab. 1, 2, double jab.
These are socially isolated young men. This is a program about friendship. It's about connecting people. It's about supporting each other through tough times, because that's really what we're here for.
Programs like Photo Voice allow a group of veterans to work together to solve their own problems.
They said that this is the way that we do things in the military. We plan a mission, and then we do that mission together.
Guys can't go up to each other and say, you know what, mate, I'm lonely. You fancy being a mate? You fancy going to the pub with me? Guys can't do that. Why? Why can't they do it? Because there's a stigma around it. There's no stigma coming here. Anybody is welcome at Pike.
There are so many guys in Australia that are struggling alone. They're not having conversations, they're not reaching out saying that I need help. This program with Waves of Wellness is about being able to normalise the fact that we all go through really shit times in life, so let's just have a yarn about them. And in the meantime, let's go surfing.
With a population of about 1,000, we expect 5 young people to die every year from suicide. The best way for us to heal is that we need to heal ourselves. So on the land-based program, the young men and boys who grew up with a well-known hunter learn how to live off the land, they learn the culture. These guys are alive.
Movember Foundation is changing the game for us.
I think the most important thing is actually the hope that this brings.
We're changing lives, we're changing attitudes, we're helping men.
Yeah, I'm here with Maddie and Katie now, and it's good talking to you under these circumstances. A great win, and Maddie, that was a great game from you.
Thank you very much. No, it was really enjoyable. Having all the supporters there just made it even better. I think that's what made us perform as well as we did.
Really? I mean, Katie, is it in any way a distraction? Because, some people aren't used to having so many people here, and also you got the tunes going thanks to Red Bull, and everyone's having a great time. Did it distract you at all, or once you're out there, is it all focus?
I think when we're on the pitch, it's focus, and we got a bit of experience in the BUCS final last year, but I mean, it's just amazing to play in front of our home crowd and have all our friends out here to support. So enjoyable, but I wouldn't say a distraction. So yeah.
And I'd say probably a big night out afterwards.
Yeah, I think that's needed. Yeah, going high.
Now, I asked the volleyball team when they won earlier in the year where they were going. What's the vibe for tonight in Nottingham if people know it?
So a nice team, please. Get the drinks flowing, and then crisis.
Quite not Ocean, no?
No,
Is Ocean not the
no,
place?
no,
Is that Trent?
That's Trent now.
Oh, that's Trent.
Trent,
I should probably have known that, but okay.
Crisis
sounds
Rock
good.
City.
Crisis Rock City. That sounds like a good night. Now, you obviously stepped up to play the sort of Premier League hockey this year. I mean, how have you found that? I know that you play a lot of hockey, and it's you're probably very busy with it. But how did you find that jump?
It's been a challenge, but it's been really enjoyable. I think it was a big step up for us, but coming away with a win against Buckingham a couple of weeks ago has really boosted our confidence, and I think from then we've been doing really well.
Yeah, and I mean we've got the men's game here. We can see them all warming up. How close are the men's and women's teams together? Is it joint socials? What's the vibe, or do you keep yourself separate?
Yeah, we're quite a joint together club. Like we do a lot with the men's club, so it's great to support our mates as well and see them out there.
Who are we looking out for in the men's game? And we've already heard about a 6'6" beast that we can see there warming up in the goal there.
Connor Williamson, they call him the GOAT. He's just been out there in Malaysia. Is it?
Yeah, Malaysia.
Playing hockey for England, 21s. So.
Yeah. I would also say probably Archie Foster, their captain, looking for the good drag flicks on the short corners.
Okay. Yeah. We'll look out. And obviously, Maddie, you've played England under 21s, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, a career in hockey, is that where you're heading towards?
I think so. I think firstly getting my degree and then looking on to do that is really exciting. So yeah.
Excellent. What about you, Kate?
Just here, enjoying it, playing with my mates.
Having a good time.
Yeah, having a good time, and we'll just see what future holds.
Yeah, see what happens.
The future in the short term involves Crisis and then I believe Rock City. So we'll let you go, but thank you very much for chatting to me. Obviously the men's game coming up, and congratulations on the women there. Let's see if we can maybe get a double like we did in the volleyball, and it's going to be, if we get that, that's a pretty much 100% record in the headliner in this year. So let's take a look at the Big Bucks Wednesday, and then we'll be back with the men's game.
Loved you from the first time you called me lame. Loved you for your whips and your wicked games. Always on my mind, always in my brain. With you the summer came and went in a day, and I've been craving you since the first time that I sat by your side. And I've been on my knees thinking time is gonna fix me inside. No, nothing's gonna make me forget, and I don't think I want to forget anyway, yeah. No, nothing's gonna make me forget, yeah, I don't think I want to forget anyway, yeah. Always in my brain. With you the days are long and the nights are late, and I've been craving you since the first time that I sat by your side. And I've been on my knees thinking time is gonna fix me inside. No, nothing's gonna make nothing's gonna make me forget. Yeah, I don't think I want to forget anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so James Morrison and Sam Russell have joined me here, and we're going to sign this very important piece of paper. This is the Welfare in Sport Agreement. And James, just tell me more about what this is all about, please.
Yeah, so this is part of our initiative from Welfare in Sport. We're trying to encourage all the clubs at the Uni of Nottingham to get involved in welfare and to agree to certain things where they ensure that the welfare of their members is really looked after and put first.
And I would say that, Sam, obviously, you know, being in a team is a really big deal. It's a great thing at university, but also, you know, there's a lot of people that can sometimes feel left out, maybe, and maybe not, you know, get picked for the team, whatever. And you know, there's a lot of learning to be done when you're in a team. So this is a very important thing for the hockey team individually.
Yeah, of course. I mean, sport's an amazing thing for individuals' welfare, but playing at such a high level can also, in fact, affect that. So yeah, you're definitely right, and it's about finding that balance between having a break from work and social life, but also being able to support each other in that performance side of the sport as well.
We heard from the girls there. I mean, they talk about having a big night out, obviously, after celebrating that crushing victory over Bath there. There is a big social side of sport as well, and I think for people who are maybe watching, who have maybe joined university, you know, in the last term, or people who've been at university for a long time, if they've not got involved with a sports team, it's not all about just playing for the first or whatever. It's about, you know, being involved, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree. I mean, I'm in my 4th year now, and I'm only getting involved in sport sort of this year. So there's so many opportunities to get involved in sport, and there's so many benefits to it as well. As you mentioned, Sam, it's great for your mental health to take a break from work. And just getting out and meeting new people is so beneficial to just improving your welfare.
Absolutely. Well, James, now is the magic moment for Sam to sign this, so I'll let you talk him through it.
Yeah, so if you just sign here, please, and then we'll do an Instagram photo later. Brilliant, that's amazing. We'll show that to
There we go, just show that to the camera there. The Welfare in Sports Pledge signed there by Sam and James doing the business. Thank you very much for chatting to me, and they'll be available to see that in a bit more detail on Instagram later, yeah?
Absolutely. Check out our Instagram at Welfare in Sport.
Excellent. James Morrison, Sam Russell, thank you for chatting to me now. I'm going to ask you to step out just ahead of the men's game. We're going to bring the player of the match from the women's game, Jordan, in just a second. Here we go. Jordan, not a bad win.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Yeah.
So you've been voted the player of the match, which is great news. Considering one of your teammates got a hat-trick, I mean, that means you must have played really well. How did you feel out there?
Really good. Really nice result to get with the team. Yeah, happy to be given player of the match. Thanks.
There's a big crowd here and there's the tunes going off. Is that in any way a distraction for you? We've been sort of, you know, some people maybe find it a little bit daunting considering it's not the norm with the headliner, but you know, I mean, it obviously didn't put you off.
I like the atmosphere, the crowd. It's always great to have the club down and the university as a whole supporting us. Is always great, and just kind of reminds us of Big Bucks Wednesday last year and bringing back the gold of last year, so it's quite fun to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me about the level of hockey you're playing now, the Premier League. I mean, is that a big step up, or is it just a sort of, you know, a payoff for how well you've been playing?
It's definitely a step up from last year, recent promotion, but we're really enjoying it, a faster pace of hockey, and obviously a new squad this year. So yeah, it's been good, but yeah, new, exciting.
And for you individually, you know, do you see a future in hockey, and you know, when you're not a student, where do you see it going?
Maybe. I haven't really decided yet. Depends how my degree goes, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to make sure you get the degree sorted here. Yeah. And we've asked your teammates, we've got the men out here as well, and the last headliner event was volleyball earlier in the year, and that was a double win for the University of Nottingham. You guys have already done your part. Yeah. You know, Crisis and Rock City apparently is where you're headed to next, but what about the guys? Do you think they can complete the 100%?
Yeah, definitely. I reckon they've got it, confidence in them to do it.
Okay, and final question for you, Jordan. I'm hearing a lot about the 6'6" man standing in the goal there. I mean, anything more you could tell me about him? Because he seems like a very popular character with our commentary team, I have to say. They seem to focus on him quite a lot.
Yeah, great keeper. Yeah, it's a good guy.
I mean, just standing there, he is filling a third of a third of the goal at least.
I'm not sure how he doesn't headbutt the crossbar more often, to be honest.
That's the reason he's got a helmet. It's nothing to do with the ball or sticks. No. It's just cool. Jordan, thank you very much for chatting to me. We'll let you head off and celebrate with the rest of your team. Player of the match, which is fantastic. And we're raising money here for Movember. Obviously, Red Bull are here supporting with the tunes, and they're giving out some free Red Bulls. We've not seen any Red Bulls in the production team. Just a little shout out there for Red Bull. But let's take a look at who we're raising money for today.
You know, it got to a point where I kind of shut the world out. I didn't talk to anybody.
It's prostate cancer that's gone all over my skeleton.
And there's too many of us dying. Thought you had enough of it.
All I thought was, to be a man, you had to be strong, you had to be macho.
You need to be a leader in both your voice and your actions.
Boxing reaches some of the communities which are hard to reach. It's about supporting each other through tough times.
1, 2, double jab.
AVAB is not just a bike shop, but a place of healing for men.
I feel like the change can come through these programs, and I've seen it change lives.
Things that I could only dream about 5 years ago, even 5 years ago, are now reality in my clinic.
It isn't just going to advance my own work, it's going to advance the work of a number of projects here, and that's ultimately going to lead to the advancement of a number of possible new treatments.
I see this as our standard, and I could not go back, and I would not go back to an old-fashioned clinic-based follow-up for well people.
Ask the right questions. So what are the right questions?
I didn't have to check with anyone. I didn't have to ring the doctor. I didn't have to ring you. It was all there.
You know those guys are keeping an eye on you.
Being exposed to research is really what saved my life.
The COVID crisis has taken advantage of the stories. What is coming?
What matters is what we do today.
I stand tall.
I stand tall.
Today.
Today.
I stand tall.
I stand tall.
For my people.
For my people.
When you live your life for something that's bigger than you, you'll always be a success.
1, 2, 3,
it's mine. Best version of us.
Best version of us.
For my brother.
For my brother.
For my brother.
For my brother.
Right, we've got to talk about a bit of business here, because if you're down here watching this, or perhaps you've been watching the live stream, you've seen a few people in the background wearing very nice University of Nottingham hats. This is where you get them from. So if you're here, they're just by the food, which, by the way, some exceptional offerings of food here. We've got, I can't even read it from here. Some kind of teriyaki chicken. These are 15 quid if you want one. Just so you know, you can go on the website and get them if you're not here. I have to say, loving the tunes supplied by Red Bull. We've talked about them supplying a load of drinks that they've been handing out to people. Quite a lot of people, I'll be honest, are on the beers. So, there is Red Bull being drunk. There's also, a lot of Carlsberg being drunk. But they've got some kind of converted... I mean, what is that? Is that a London taxi converted with some kind of 4x4? I mean, it's impressive, whatever it is. Don't know whether that's a student DJ. He's been given quite a lot of oi-ois, so I imagine he probably is a student DJ. I'm just going to go for a walk now, and we'll see who we can find. There's a man here with a nice Labrador. Why not? Very dog-friendly here at the University of Nottingham. Let's see if we can get a word from maybe one of the dogs. This is Sid, and is Sid a big hockey fan?
Yeah, he is. He's very, very big hockey fan. His master Fraser is playing for Bath.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay, so you've travelled all the way up?
Well, my son's travelled from Bath, and we've travelled from North Wales to come and watch him.
Wow, that is commitment. So, we know more about Nottingham than we know about Bath. So who are we looking out for? I mean, probably the dog's owner.
Fraser Smelly. That's the guy to look out for.
That's all we need to know. Let's have a score prediction from you.
Oh, I think it's going to be tight. Yeah. I think 3 to Bath, 2 to Nottingham.
All right, 3 to Bath, 2 to Nottingham. Make that journey back to North Wales worth it. Thank you very much, and nice to know that dogs... Any comment from the dog at all? No? Apparently dogs can't talk still in 2022. Can you imagine dogs still can't talk? Thank you very much. Let's keep walking here. Some of the women's team here congratulating their friends. Let's get right in here. I'm going to try and find someone that's... let's have a look. Quick, is that food any good?
Pardon?
Is that any good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What is it, teriyaki?
Teriyaki chicken, yeah.
Right, get down here, teriyaki's good, he's enjoying it. Thanks, mate. He didn't want to talk to me. Anyway, looks like the teams are walking out. Less of me, more of Dave Rogers, who will talk you through as we push back.
Oh, John Jackson, you are living the dream, and we are living it with you. Welcome, everybody. Great to have your company. It's Nottingham versus Bath. That golden jersey looking absolutely beautiful against the night sky here at the University of Nottingham. Bath in blue, pretty much camouflage, to be honest. Alex has gone walkies, so he's been replaced by Scott Jones. Charlie Axford's still here. Scott, where have you been, mate, all my life?
Oh, I've been everywhere. I spent all day being here, helping set up, doing some things around the clubhouse, and then just been enjoying the hockey for the rest of the day so far.
Well, it's been so far so good for the hosts. Charlie, chance of making it 2 from 2 here for you, Owen?
Oh, you really hope so, don't you? After an excellent performance from the women's side of the club, and you can hear the crowd, can't you? They're excited for it. We're excited for it. Should be in for an absolute cracker.
What was that massive bang then? Did somebody just let a firework off, or?
It's not those alumni again, is it? No, I hope they're not setting off anything.
Either way, it's a fantastic occasion. It's the headliner here at Nottingham. We saw John Jackson down there just having a great time. People have travelled from all over, far and wide, even North Wales. The dogs are here, the fans are here. The women have already got the night off to a great start. They beat Bath 6-2. Now it is the turn of the men. So Charlie, just give us an update on the season so far for UON. Obviously you're sidelined at the moment, but how pleased are you with the way that you started the year?
Yeah, really pleased. It's been the sort of challenge of being in the Premier League of the country, as well as being in the top BUCS league it's proven to be tough, but we've dealt with it really well. A bit of a slip up against Durham a couple of weeks ago in BUCS, but we're doing really well. The lads are trying really hard, and that's the important thing. We've got to see if we get this result tonight.
And Scott, you're fully kitted up, actually. Is that an official player issue jersey you've got on there?
It is. We're playing in the game after this.
Okay.
So we spent all day down here watching the hockey and then trying to keep ourselves ready to go for the game after.
Well, you're also in slides as well, and the temperature has dropped. It's brilliant conditions, but your little tootsies must be freezing.
They're getting cold. They're getting cold quickly as well.
Well, we're here in the warm. Bath are going to get us underway. They're in the blue jerseys with the gold trim, attacking the goal away to your left. And this feels like it's going to be a fun night. Away we go. Bath on the ball, sending it skywards early on. And that's really well brought down. Oh, nice early test. Feels good to get a stick on it early in the game as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's always tough when someone puts you under a little bit of pressure with an early aerial, but no, we look to take it, be secure on it. I mean, the player with the ball now, Matthew Blood, is a real talisman for the team and likes to keep it really simple in midfield. So look out for that.
Here's Williamson. He looks to the right-hand side. Croft Baker gets the pass on as well. Bit of pressure coming in from Bath, just stifling the attack, but Nottingham happy to use the entire width of the pitch early on. Again, just looking to impose themselves. Looked like a loose pass, but it's still come up gold. Well, Bath set in defence, and they managed to get a stick on that ball. And now can they launch a counter-attack themselves?
That's excellent 1v1 defence by Matthew Blood in midfield there, just breaking down play when there's a threat of the early break. Really good by him. What do you think of the early stages, Scott?
Nottingham got to be a bit careful here. Going forward, they're looking really good, but just there, they seemed a little bit vulnerable on the break from Bath. They've got to make sure they're setting up nice and quickly, just to limit that effect of that quick counter-attack that Bath might be able to get from one of these.
Well, Dudry Hari playing that up the right-hand side. Attempt at the cross to come in, but that goes behind. And Nottingham can start again. Talk to us about the gold jersey then, because the women played in green earlier. I mean, I naturally associate Nottingham with that. Is there a name for the Pantone? It's like a forest green. What do you prefer to play in, the green or the gold?
The gold, personally. We're a sort of green and gold uni, is what they say. We play for the green and gold, but our opinion is that the gold jersey just looks actually really polished.
Yeah.
So that's our preferred layer.
We've got to stick with gold, white, white. Gold, white, white's the way forward.
Now perhaps a chance to get the ball in. Oh, defender left flat on his backside. But he's done well to recover. And then loses control of the ball. It was Jason Stagg. He was left on his hide. He's back with Nottingham here, over on the far side, just looking to get that ball forward early. Put plenty of pace on it, but that'll drift behind. Always a big win when you can twist a defender up, surely.
Yeah, when you see them hit the deck. Yeah, a mini fist bump, although two hands are on the stick. But no, absolutely.
It's even better when you get it on camera.
Yeah, that's it. It's there forever now, trying to react to the moments. Here's Williamson then. Getting patient, not trying to drive it too far forward too quickly. That's Matt Blood, lucky number 159 on his jersey today.
Where's he picked that one from? No, this will be a common theme you'll see throughout the game. When we sort of advance up the pitch, you'll see Matt Blood tucking a little deeper to that back five.
Oh, and that's been completely missed. Oh, and then just drifts out the back. But that's what you want with those aerials, isn't it? Sow the seed of doubt.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If we can bank on the defender mistrapping it, although the majority of the time they'll get that under control. Those few times it slips through, can really take advantage. So expect them to miss that.
Cunningham moves that one forward, and Mackenzie takes it off him. Bath inside their own half. Good stick on that, and it's back with Nottingham now. And Ed Bryce passing it out to the right-hand side, but there's nobody there.
There's Max Anderson on the ball. Was voted Rising Star in Malaysia just a few weeks ago, representing GB.
Takes it into the circle, but he's dispossessed. Now, when a player... Oh, it's bad control, and they've given the ball straight back. Croft Baker takes it centrally. Now Bryce works it back out to the right-hand side again. UON looking composed on the ball. Everyone looking comfortable when it comes their way, as you'd expect for a team at this level as that drifts out. What I was going to ask was, when a player in your team, somebody you know, wins an award like the Rising Star Award, do you sort of give them a nod and a congratulations, or is it something that's used to ridicule them?
No, we definitely support things like that when this happens as part of your team. You want your teammates to do well, whatever they're doing it in, whether it's the sport or academics, and when they get an award like that, it's something you congratulate, and and we rise together with it, and we lift each other when they get things like this.
Well, you're a much nicer person than me then, because I'd have absolutely rinsed him. Ooh, rising star, is he? Oh, well done.
That has been said a few times, to be fair. But no, Scott's right. Overall, you want to congratulate them.
Of course. Here's Blood again.
And speaking of Max Anderson, has managed to adopt the nickname Goujon.
Brilliant.
Due to a diet that consists of solely chicken goujons. and you think I'm joking?
Oh my goodness, his poor constitution. But this is why you guys are here. Any more nicknames, any more tidbits, please.
Got to be careful now.
Whipped out wide. Again, Croft Baker turning the defender inside and out. It gets a little bit physical out there. Hayworth gets a bit too close.
Croft Baker seems to be having a lot of luck with that ball on the right-hand side, but just hasn't been able to win much from it. He's getting a lot of luck getting past the defender, but hasn't done anything with it since.
Another aerial diagonally this time. And a bit too much juice on that.
That's a real threat, actually. We've got Connor Williamson and Louis Cuttle at the back, who both have big aerials on them. If we can use those to get deep, to get the ball deep in the circle, that could be something where we could gain real success. Just got to look to get that ball under control, which we haven't done so far. But it's early in the game.
Still 0-0. Rare venture into the Nottingham half for Bath here as that makes its way towards the circle, but there are defenders there to sweep up. Matt Blood out on the left this time. Happy to play it back towards goal. Again, every pass seems to have impetus on it here. Croft Baker plays it back and looks to receive it again, but they skip a couple out, Nottingham, and then to drill that in, but there's a Bath stick on it. And then Johnny Kerr can clear the danger for now. Just over 10 minutes of Q1 remaining. Just a reminder that our clock isn't linked in with the umpires, so we might be a couple of seconds either side. Decent crowd. Few maniacs not in coats though. Do they not know it's nearly Christmas?
I think beer jackets
yeah.
is the word. I think they finally started to take hold of that. It's late in the day now, so I'm sure some of them are feeling pretty well lubricated.
Lubricated for Wednesday night.
That's got to be, isn't it? So that ball's played inside. A couple of Nottingham defenders go over to close the door on Mackenzie, but then that's given away here in the middle of the park. Archie Phillips has come on, wearing number 99. And gets a touch as Cuttle again plays that out to the right-hand side. Williamson continues the move. Nine minutes of the quarter to go. This time Bath go aerially. And that's one for Colin Dudley-Harry to chase.
Yeah, it seems a bit of a chess match actually at the moment. Obviously UN have got a lot of the ball, but haven't been able to make too many clear-cut chances, and I think it's just sussing the opposition out, how they're pressing, how they're defending, and how we're going to make the most of that, which I'm sure the coach James Bateman will be really keenly looking upon at the moment.
Yeah, neither keeper's made a save yet, have they?
No, it's been that sort of game for so far, but I mean, what are we, 7 minutes into the game? It's plenty of time. I'm sure it'll start to develop. Fergus Stevens there with the newly shaved head.
I think it suits him. I've not known him as long as you guys, but I think it really suits him.
I'd have to disagree with you. But there we go.
For a great cause, but it would take some getting used to for both him and everyone else around him as well.
Well, the question, of course, is, does he now keep shaving his head, or does he just enter into that weird no man's land where you go from having a completely shaved head to having some kind of hairstyle again? It's a really tough decision, isn't it?
I don't know about you, Scott. He's heading into the workplace, I assume, next year. What do you reckon?
Good luck.
It depends how quickly it's coming back.
Hopefully quicker than Tom Blytheman's.
Yeah, that's tough. Nice high-line transfer going on here from UN, just being a bit patient.
Yeah, a lot of bodies behind the ball for Bath, though, aren't there? That's a nice bit of stick control. But then the pass lets him down, and Alan Rennick just watches the ball go wide.
Sort of feel there's a bit of symmetry between the two games, the ladies' game and now this game. We're sort of seeing a lot of Nottingham on the ball and Bath under a bit of pressure. The ladies managed to sort of convert early on. I hope you can do the same.
They do look organised in defence, though. Williamson there thought about going aerially, but drilled it forward. That's Corey trying to forge an opportunity for himself. It's still there and can't quite find the pass. George Bounier's come on as well. That was him trying to get on the end of that one. Phillips plays that back, and now it's Williamson. So a nice little synergy with Croft Baker on that side. Found his man in space a few times. And then a clash of the sticks.
Now, Scott, as you mentioned, Harry Croft Baker's getting a lot of ball out there on the right-hand side. What do you reckon we can do more to sort of get those chances in and around the D?
Well, it looked like at that point they had no spare man, Bath. They pressed everyone forward and manned up all the way, 1-for-1 throughout the whole pitch, which meant as Croft Baker got the ball, he had a lot less time than he originally had earlier in the quarter. So he's just looking how to get that spare man back from Bath and look to make 2v1s at that point going forward.
So Johnny Kerr launches that one forward. There's a Nottingham stick on it. God, it really does look like a freshly shaven head, doesn't it?
It's horrendous.
I wonder with hindsight which he'll think of more often, the shaved head or the tattoo, as again that one's launched forward but cut out this time by Jack Cleaver. Just Nottingham struggling to go through any passes, any phases, any real concerted possession, because people like that come in. That time Archie Phillips pinch it off them inside the Bath half as well, but now they are up over halfway, the visitors. Well, at least they were. 5 minutes of the quarter to go. That crossed in.
Just a little bit high, I think, from the Bath slap there. Umpire seeing that as dangerous. But yeah, no, I think you're right, as we see here. Yeah, just too dangerous to let that play on. But as you say, Nottingham haven't got any real chances, any real possession in the opponent's circle. So I think as much as we can, sort of, we're lacking bodies at the top of the circle to be able to connect with. So I think if we can gain that person at the top circle, that will really help.
Taken on then by Bryce, and a little bit too quickly, and Johnny Kerr cuts it out again. It's Giles Woodland.
There we go, the rising star winning it back off the opposition again.
Hasn't gone to his head, has it? He's still out there grafting. So yeah, what do you think he'll think about more, the shaved head or the tattoo?
I think,
well, he remembers more of the hair than he did the tattoo.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
This is lovely stuff from Hayworth. Can he get the shot away? No, the little reverse pass comes in, but Stevens is there. You can probably see a little bit more now. He hasn't got all that long hair flapping in his eyes as well.
Exactly. Easier to wash this evening, isn't it? That looks absolutely awful.
All for charity, though. We've got to remember that. As bad as it looks, it's all for charity.
Do you remember the film American History X? I'll just leave that one hanging. Big aerial coming up here. And brought down, but again, referee not happy, but it's Nottingham ball. Cross comes in, and it is bailed home!
By captain Archie Foster. Okay, that's their second one in 2 weeks.
Great receive there by Louis Tiffin. Realises they're not five, goes quickly, plays that ball, scored a 1 versus none at the back post. It's a great executed goal by University of Nottingham there.
I'm not sure that is how he envisioned putting the ball into the back of the net at all.
I don't think he'll care at this one. They're 1-0 up, he scored as captain on the headline of the University of Nottingham. He'll take it and run at that point.
Nottingham 1, Bath 0. And it is the captain.
We saw some absolute wonder goals in the women's game, didn't we? And that probably doesn't quite fit the script. But as Scott says, we don't care how it goes in, as long as it's a goal. And getting that 1v9 at the back post is excellent there.
Well, we spoke about the purpose of the aerials, didn't we? And that is exactly why you do them. It's led to a goal. Quick thinking, well executed. Nottingham 1, Bath 0. Archie Foster, the scorer. Still 2 minutes of the quarter to go. Have Bath got a response in them? That's Cunningham. And then drilled up the line. Now perhaps it's their turn to be a little bit patient on the ball. Stagg can stick in there to dispossess him, and then another challenge coming in. It's a bit more like it from Bath. Perhaps running himself down a bit of a cul-de-sac here though. But they've managed to force a short corner.
Yeah, I think it's really good hands by Giles Woodland there. Could be one of the more threatening players for Bath, actually, as you see, bringing that quick left to right and then getting on that foot in the opposition circle. Really good for him. But as you say, the aerials, when Louis Tipper there expects the Bath defender to miss the ball, picks it up, and as we spoke about in the ladies' game, they're not 5, that's a foul, and he takes it quickly, gets that 1 versus 1, and great finish.
Best chance of the match here for Bath then. First short corner. What are they going to do with it? Nottingham players on the line, ready to take their life into their own hands and charge out. You weren't lying when you said Ollie Smart was a big unit. Anyway, here's the chance, and there is a Nottingham body on it. It was Louis Cuttle. God, he was out quick there, wasn't he?
Great running from Louis Cuttle, yeah. They're running straight down the barrel, stick in hand, looking to get anything on it just to stop that ball going in. They won't mind another short corner as long as it hasn't gone in the goal yet.
Coming towards the end of the first quarter. Chance for Bath to respond. Here it is, second short corner, another stick on it. Was that a Bath stick even?
That looked like to me straight away it came off a Bath stick to defend that, and then it's gone straight back out again. I wonder if we'll get a replay just to see what actually happened there.
It looked like it was going goalwards, and it was a Bath player that got in the way. Then again, it all happens incredibly quickly. The one thing we do know is it's still Nottingham 1, Bath 0, coming towards the end of Q1, and that is the end of Q1. The captain, Archie Foster's goal, separates the teams. It has been an attritional opening quarter, gentlemen.
Yeah, no, it's been a really interesting game, actually. Neither team really threatening. We talked about the aerial threat, and at the end of the day, that's what's cost Bath. You've got to make sure they keep it really secure when those aerials come in. But Louis Tipper has punished them for mistrapping the aerial, got it across the goal, and they've scored in that corner just there. We've seen that could be a threat.
It's interesting to see what they're going to change after the first quarter, now that they've both had a quarter to suss each other out and get into their coaches now and see what their coach is saying and how they come out. Maybe they'll press differently. Will Nottingham keep that aerial going if Bath do something different? And if they can exploit going down that right-hand side with Harricott Baker, I think they get a lot of success in the second quarter.
Do you think that opening quarter is going to give us an idea of the shape of the game? Do you think it's going to be a possession-dominant University of Nottingham? Does that sort of fit the style of play, how you play most weeks?
I think so, yeah. I think you look at the BUCS League as it stands, and not to look at that as a whole picture, but you know, we're threatening that top spot, and Bath are lower down the league, so it looks like it's sort of on your home turf. You expect to dominate the ball a little bit more.
And again, for Bath, who look as though they may be chasing the game, they're struggling to go through phases. They need to be clinical, don't they? If they get an opportunity, they need to take it.
Yeah, you know, winning corners like that is great because it gets you into position to be clinical, but you've got to do something with them at that point. You know, getting shots on target, working the keeper. Even though they had 2 short corners, the keeper hasn't still made a save yet. So it's just been really, really clinical and calm when you get in the D. That's the main thing, that calm.
So you were talking about having a game after this. What's the game after this?
Game after this is still BUCS, but it's not part of the headliner. It's the men's 2s take to the field in late evening.
So much hockey going on. It's crazy. Bath getting us underway in Q2.
Sorry, who have the men's 2s got this evening?
Men's 2's got Leeds Beckett.
Oh, go on, Beckett. How are Beckett getting on?
I think they lost their first game, unfortunately, against Durham.
Okay.
But in these leagues, it's so competitive. Anyone can beat anyone. So it's just depends what you do on the day.
and then straight into town afterwards, right?
Got to eat first, get the nutrition back, and we'll rehydrate, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll go from there.
Fair play. Absolutely love it.
I think that's a massive lie. But there we go.
My parents might be listening. Come on.
Well, hopefully they are, and hopefully lots of people's are as well. Warm welcome to you wherever you're joining us from around the world. Absolutely great to have your company, and hopefully you're enjoying this game and the coverage as much as we are enjoying bringing it to you. Got the hashtag down there, We Are UON. Let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to have you on board, but be kind on social media, because I am old and thin-skinned. It is Nottingham 1, Bath 0. Apparently you boys have been getting a lot of love in the YouTube comment section, which is good. But not just you, Charlie, but family members as well. I mean, there is a lot of competition for affection in the hockey world for the Axfords, right?
Yeah, there is. Seem to be on the receiving end of the loss at the moment, but there we go.
It's a stiff competition. It's a stiff competition. I wouldn't feel too hard done by.
What you didn't see earlier, Scott, is during the women's game, he refused to give his sister player of the match, even though she scored a hat-trick.
Tough love.
Yeah, cruel to be kind. Just driving standards, you know.
It's the way the cookie crumbles now and again, isn't it? And I think to deny Jordan Homan when she scored a wonder goal as she did, there we go.
So good. If you are just tuning in for the men's game, then you did miss University of Nottingham women beating Bath 6-2 with one of the best goals I've seen in any game of hockey anywhere. It was absolutely sensational and really set the tone for the team in green and gold. Bath are up over halfway. Sam Ratcliffe on. We're in number 41. They've run the changes pretty fluidly, Bath.
Yeah, I think UON, we're moving the ball really well. I think as soon as it gets into midfield, if we can look to play that early pass forwards, that'll really do us well. At the moment, I think we're just hanging on to it a little too long. But yeah, we'll see it just like that, those quick early passes.
And another driving run. There's the captain getting the shoulder in as well. Archie Foster, but getting dispossessed. Croft Baker puts it in field one more time. Blood thinks about driving forward, but he's happy to check back. Possession game suiting Nottingham at the moment as Blood goes forward. Another good pass. Oh, the reverse stick shot. Wow.
Thought that was in. I really thought that was in.
Oh, you got excited then.
The fist pump came out, but no.
Oh, far away at all. Not far away at all.
Archie Phillips nearly giving us another goal of the day contender. So Steg, loose pass, back with Blood. Another battle for the ball. Comes up with a gold jersey in charge. Williamson. Croft Baker plays it forward, back into the circle now for Nottingham. Oh, Bath stick cuts out the attack, but they are living on the edge here. Bath still trailing by that single goal. And Nottingham looking the more likely to get the next. Drilled in field, but it's a loose touch by Rennick, so back with Nottingham.
That's really well brought forward, and actually really good pass there by Louis Cuttle. He's currently playing as part of the elite development program with GB there at fullback, so one to look out for. A really strong lad, really good with his aerials. Be interesting to see what impact he can have upon the game.
Here's Phillips. Again, left to right, using the full width for Nottingham, making life difficult for Bath. Really struggling to get hold of the ball. I'm wondering where to press. Just feeding off scraps at the moment and managing to pick that up. Dudley Harvey. He checks back and lays it off and finds himself a bit of space, but instead Bath want to go forward, and it's not a great pass. And Phillips can lay it off to Blood. Just takes a touch and plays another good pass. Wanted it back, I think, but didn't receive it.
Looks to me as if Bath are a little bit forcing those early passes and trying to get up the pitch a bit too quick, Scott. And I just think, do you think they could probably build possession and let's go forward a little slower but a little more composed?
I think they've got to the point where they haven't had the ball that much and just a bit panicked when they get it. You know, they want to. If they're not going to get too much of the ball, they're going to want to try and do as much as they can when they've got it and go as far forward as they can and get those chances that they haven't been happening. And I just think they just need to calm it down, keep it really simple, and do what University of Nottingham are doing, building that pressure slowly and slowly.
As you were saying that was a really good example of it, wasn't it? Just forcing that pass around the corner when it probably wasn't on.
Forcing that ball through when it didn't need to be. There's always that option to go back and just start again and find a new avenue to go down, instead of pestering that far side that we're seeing now. Keep going up the same side again. Can they look to get it out that corner and go the other direction?
Well, that's gone out off a UON body, so it will be Bath ball. Players trot forward. And again, that has been absolutely launched. Not entirely sure what the game plan was there, but I'm sure it wasn't that. But again, it's frustration, isn't it? They haven't played any hockey in the final third whatsoever. Williamson. And again, this is a key difference, isn't it? We've not seen Bath just get sticks on the ball for this.
No, Nottingham just looked really comfortable, just keeping the ball and playing it round and looking to find those overheads. Another one just found there. Get them up the pitch and calming. Ability to go back out to Croft Baker there and just reset things.
Bath are playing a zonal press, so they're not actually man marking. They're just sort of occupying a space and look to close that player down when they receive it, which is why Nottingham are really looking to use the overheads.
Well, is that zonal defence then? Is that giving Nottingham more time on the ball?
Yeah, if your zonal press isn't really good and isn't really sharp, then those players are naturally going to have a lot more time on the ball, which is probably what we're seeing here. So I think Bath need to either really close those pockets and make them a little bit smaller, so they're still inviting to pass into but can close down quicker.
Williamson. Again, happy to play it back before it's launched forward hard and on the edge of the circle here.
Ooh, that's a really tough decision given by the umpire. I'd like to see a replay. I don't know if they hit a foot or something, but I didn't see anything wrong with that. I'm sure Julian Warburton, though, who also did the ladies' game, excellent ambassador for the game, will have got the right decision.
Your friend Julian?
My friend Julian.
Friend Julian. Son was an alumni at the University of Nottingham. He recently left last year, Robbie. So we know him well. He's helped us out on many occasions. I'm very thankful for all the help he gives us as an umpire at the university.
Well, short corner here for Nottingham then. What are we going to be looking at, gents?
I think the captain, Archie Foster, off the top, is a real threat as a drag flick, but he's obviously off the pitch at the moment. So we'll be looking at one of, I'd have thought first corner, you don't really know how they're going to run out, so we'll look to do a straight flick. And you're looking at probably either of these two can really flick the ball hard, so it'll be interesting to see. I'd have thought Colin Williamson will be the one to take this one, but you just don't know.
Well, that is Williamson furthest left. First things first, the ball's got to get there. Keep your eye on Williamson, who does come in, flicks it away! And then careers off, having added to the scoreboard. That is great execution, and Nottingham lead 2-0.
Great injection, great trap, and great flick. Those are the three things you're looking for at a short corner, and there they are, perfectly executed. That's something that I know people have been working really hard on in training, so lovely to see that come to fruition. And Colin Williamson, one of the probably more experienced players in this team, really putting some pressure on Bath there.
2-0, and in a game where opportunities on goal have been limited, that is very clinical from Nottingham.
That's great. That's what they need to do, winning those corners, getting those shots off early and really applying the pressure to Bath when they get the opportunity, because they're so scarce at the moment, is really key. They've learnt that as well in their National League games on a weekend, that the opportunities are hard to come by against really tough opposition, so when they get there, you've got to take them as best you can.
The aerial not quite coming off this time. So much has been spoken about the Premier League and players doing it at the top level on a Saturday. Is that the only Saturday team for UON hockey, or are there other opportunities to play on the weekend as well?
So UON hockey have 7 teams that play throughout the week, 7 on a Wednesday, 6 on a weekend.
Wow.
So we have over 150 members in the men's club, which gives an opportunity to play at majority of levels, ranging from the Premier League down to Midlands, 6th, North East. So the opportunity is massive.
Midlands 6 North East sounds so niche.
So niche, but so much fun for the boys that play in every weekend. They love it, and if that's the standard they can play in and thrive in and enjoy their time in, then that's perfect for them.
Of course it is. And as we're back into the circle again,
great,
lovely bit of stick control and fired across the face. That would have been special, but it does give us the opportunity to talk about, like, hockey's a massive commitment. If you want to play Premier League, if you want to play BUCS Top League, then we've already talked about it during the women's game. The miles you've got to put in, the away trips are unbelievable. Midlands 6 North East, not quite so much. Local hockey, away games aren't a million miles away. You can just enjoy playing with your mates.
And that's the main thing, and that's what some people want. Some people in this team, the boys that have been doing the EDP, Max that has gone all the way to Malaysia, and Con that's gone to Malaysia. If this is the standard they want to play at in the Premier League, then that's great, and they strive for it. But those who might not want to do that and find it more comfortable at a lower level, it's great for them.
What's great about it is that those lads who are playing on the Saturdays, for those honestly enjoying it, playing with their mates, they're also here out in the crowd tonight watching.
Great hands. Oh, that's rattled across the face of goal. Opportunity there, Josh Hayworth. Lovely work from the Bath number 6. Oh, and then Nottingham trying to skill their way out of trouble, but they're very close to their own goal to be doing that, but they've managed to get away with it. They can now clear the ball well. Oh, that's really good hands.
The rising star.
If we keep referring to him as the rising star, it will definitely get his head even more.
Manifests itself then, doesn't it? But you were talking then about the one club thing, weren't you? You've got these elite players, but everyone else is down here supporting the first team for a big event.
Yeah, we actually have a thing called spectator cards. So the captain, once a season, can call their spectator card, in which every single member of the club will go down and watch that game, regardless of what they've got going on. So the 7th team called it only last week, and down at David Ross Sports Centre, all the club went down and went and supported that game, and it's sort of amazing to see that sort of commitment from everyone in the club, whether you're the first team, the 7th team. Yeah, it's excellent to see.
It's important. I mean, I'm a long time out of university now, but a massive advocate of university sport, as Bath are coming forward here looking for a way back into this game. That ball goes behind. But regardless of the level you're playing at, if it's not fun, what's the point? If you're not making friends while getting better as a player and as an individual, what's the point? And it's up to you guys as club members and the ladies who played before as well to create a good club, because you're not going to win BUCS or you're not going to win the National League if you've got a bad club, if there's not a good environment, if there's not a good sort of ambience between everybody who's a member.
Exactly.
There's 16 players that play on the pitch, but behind that there's so much more that create the success for those who are on it at the time, and I think that's really important. It's especially such a team sport like this.
Yeah, no, the culture is massive. The culture is massive at university sport clubs, and I think something that Fergus, who we saw having his head shaved and on the pitch, probably on the pitch at the moment, striving massively for and really improving. So it was great to see.
So Bath being a little bit more patient here, spending some time on the ball. And then working it up to halfway. And flicking it down the line. Just running out of space, and it's back with Nottingham, who can start to look dangerous coming forward again. Ed Bryce. Loose pass from him, but then he goes shoulder to shoulder, gives it away, and Cunningham can drive forward. Bryce gets in and gets a stick on it. And then Cunningham, a little bit over-eager, concedes the foul as we enter the last 3 minutes of the half. Oh, early aerial. Brought down beautifully by the captain. 1 goal for him already, and then cut out before gifted back to Nottingham. And then Pete Corhey puts it into the circle.
I wonder if that was a back stick there, actually, on the reverse stick pass out from Bath. I'm not sure if the umpire's either not seen it or maybe thought, actually, this team under the cosh, maybe give them benefit of the doubt there. I hope it's the first one.
Great win there by Archie Foster down that near side. Oof. So that aerial's working really well. It's just University of Nottingham just not being quite that clinical when they get it at that point.
I'm just waiting for one to completely miss the stick and just cosh someone. It must happen in training.
Yeah,
mistake there.
Oh.
Is that a brilliant save? Because they've given away the ball. It looked as though Isaac Farrant had stolen in.
Tony White has just pulled off an incredible saving goal here, as we see. What a save that is from point blank range to get that left foot out.
Well, he's dug Johnny Kerr out of a deep hole there.
Yeah, he really has. That's an excellent save from the Bath goalkeeper. And they're lucky to have him in the net today because, yeah, they could find themselves 3-0 down if they're not careful.
With a 2-0 down coming towards the end of the first half. Nottingham back on the edge of the circle. Plenty of Bath bodies around, though. And they can bring it clear. That was Mackenzie. This time Bath go the aerial route. Touched inside, but
that's a really tough decision given by the umpire there, because you sort of think that if both players are within 5 metres, if the Notts players mistrap the ball, then that should not be a Notts ball. So Notts are lucky to get away with that. But Bath are looking for those early aerials as well. I think trying to catch Notts when they're asleep and catch them on the break, something they're looking for. So it'll be interesting to see whether they get much success from that.
Just watching their Bath coach there as they're going forward, you know, really trying to get his players up for this and getting his players to move forward quickly as a unit as well. I think whilst they're getting forward, they're becoming a bit isolated, and it's really hard for them at that point to get something as a team.
Do you think maybe sort of pass, lead ahead and get it back?
I think at the moment they're just passing. There's passing, there's not much leading and movement after that point, and I think they're coming really hard to find that next phase and that next passage going forward.
Well, our clock's about to hit 0. This will probably be the last attack of the half for Bath. Can they make it count? No. Again, there's a Nottingham defender there. Blood gets the pass away quickly. Now could there be a counter-attack on here for University of Nottingham? Phillips passes that inside. Bath defenders get back. And then they've dispossessed Nottingham. Again, it's a loose pass, though. It's a big chase, but he's not going to get there. Just glides off the surface. And the whistle goes for half-time. So far, so good for the hosts. University of Nottingham 2, University of Bath 0, as they trot towards the dugouts with varying levels of positive body language. That's the score, 2-0. Let's have the thoughts of Charlie Axford and Scott Jones.
No, great half by you, and 2-0 up, half-time is where you want to be. I think... I mean, yeah, it's comfortable, but the only concern would be, I don't know about you, I've not seen many real chances. Real chances haven't been created. Maybe that's where we need to work. But by the same space, Bath haven't created that much any, so do we really need to push for that third goal?
I don't think Bath have created too many opportunities in their own, but Nottingham, when they're going forward as well, everything seems a bit forced. There's a bit too much pressure in the big moments with everyone watching, trying to score the wonder goals, to pick the ball up at the top of the D and hit it and put it in all corners, rather than just, as they've been successful with, that 1 versus none goal at the back post, that really simple finish.
Well, we're going to have a look at the goals. We've seen some wonder goals today. The first certainly wasn't one of them. However, on a night like this, you want your captain in a good position. 1 chance, 1 goal. Just talk us through this.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, shout out to Archie Foster for the finish, but I think all comes from that man on the left side of your screen who's just left there, Louis Tipper, taking it quickly, beating the defenders when they're not 5 metres and passing that ball across goal.
And there's the second one there, short corner, the little shift from the right-hand side from the trapper, just coming across to to Connor Williamson, just to flick that ball nice and low and hard in that bottom corner.
Well, there is all kinds going on at half-time. A man in a warm coat and a warm hat whilst we've got the heating on here. I'm glad you've dressed well. You look fantastic too. John Jackson, what are you up to?
Yeah, well, look, we're in for a real treat here at half-time because some of the Movember ambassadors are doing the crossbar challenge here. Now, I think some of these are players We've also got a couple of cheerleaders who are going to have a go. There's a fellow wearing some very smart trousers and shoes there. In fact, let's... Oh, that was close. As we just walk over, let's go and chat to this fellow wearing the smart outfit. Can I just quickly ask you a quick question? I mean, you know, you're not dressed for hockey, but, you know, that doesn't seem like a problem for you. You look confident.
No. Well, I was confident only because of the beers, but I think the issue was I do play hockey for the Funky Fives. The issue was the stick that I play with has a bigger bow, so I tried to compensate for that, but I overcompensated and went too high and then messed it up really and hit it far too high and over the crossbar. But you know, what can you do? What can you do?
You've got to have your go in a minute. I've just got to ask you a question. Can we just have a look down? Oh, you just gone. Have a look down. Those shoes there, is that some kind of secret weapon wearing the brogues or whatever?
Well, you see, the booster shoes are a good weapon on the crisis balcony, but on the hockey pitch, not so much, but they're more for the balcony later.
Look, you've got to have another go in a second. We're going to watch you with great intent. What's your name?
Well, Saggy.
All right, Saggy, just to remind everyone watching to drink responsibly. Have a good one.
I'll get them again.
I don't know, mate. You can, if you want to have a go now, I'll kick in and say you need to go next so we can watch you have a go. Go on, Saggy, go on. Guys, we need Saggy to have a go. Come on, let's bring Saggy in here. An interesting nickname. Not entirely sure how he got that nickname. Whether it's anything physical or maybe a night out, something happened, I don't know. Here we go. Let's watch him here. He's going to prove that you can wear smart trousers and shoes and hit the crossbar. Not entirely sure how many balls he's seeing. Probably about 3. That was atrocious. Yeah, we're not going to let him do that again. Bad luck, mate. Bad luck, mate. You've had your moment in the limelight. Let's chat to someone else. Oh, God, here we go. Right, who's having a go now? Who's having a go now? Right, here we go. Now, this guy's got the right idea because he's wearing shorts and trainers. He's not wearing chinos and shoes like Saggy. There we go. Oh, that was better. That was closer. That was closer. Let's just chat to other people. I mean, has anyone actually hit the crossbar yet? I was too busy chatting to Saggy over here.
I'm about to after Sean. Don't worry.
Okay, let's have a look. Sean, we spoke to Sean earlier. Oh, that was very close. You didn't see that on camera, but it was very close. Right, we're cheerleaders having a go. Have you had a go yet?
Yeah, I've had a go. It's actually quite hard.
Yeah, look, it's pretty harder than it looks, right?
Yeah, a bit harder than it looks.
Okay, right. Let's. What's your tactics when you get your next go?
I'm gonna try scoop it up.
Do you play hockey in any way?
No.
No. So you just, I mean, no tactics involved. Just hit and hope.
I also see them scooping it.
Mine didn't even leave the floor.
Now I heard earlier that there was meant to be a cheerleading, demonstration, but apparently it was too wet.
Yeah, so basically the water on the floor means that we can't actually get grips, and then our shoes are all wet. So when we do stunts, it's really dangerous.
A health and safety nightmare, right?
Exactly.
Okay, fine. Well, let's just watch your friend here. What's her name?
Lily.
This is Lily. Let's have a look at Lily do her crossbar challenge here. She said she was just going to scoop it, and she wasn't lying. To be fair, that was closer than Saggy, the fellow with the chinos and the shoes. Lily, congratulations. You were officially better than that guy there who allegedly plays hockey, although I think he's seeing several balls because I think he might have enjoyed the complimentary, or I don't know if they're complimentary drinks here. Here's your friend. What's her name?
Isabel.
Isabel. I'm pretty glad we didn't get that in the shot because, quite frankly, that was rubbish. But, it's not. It's all about. Oh, it's on the wide shot. There we go. So it was there. It's all about trying, really.
Do you want
I think. Do you want me to have a go?
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
Do you want me to hold the microphone?
Yeah, you can commentate, right?
Hang on. What's your name?
My name's John.
John.
Never played hockey before in my life. Played university tennis though.
Let's go,
Okay,
John.
please welcome John to the floor.
John, John, what's your tactic for this?
My tactic here is that my dad actually used to play hockey, and I never went to watch him play because I was too young and found it a bit boring. So no. So what I mean is I didn't pick up anything from him. So I'm just going to think, what would he do? But I think I've got to have a go. I'm still not ready for my go. I think I'm next. But my tactic is going to be like yours, hit and hope.
Hey, come on, John.
Let's go, John. Let's go.
Let's go. Woo! Woo! Let's go, John. Let's go.
John, we believe in you. Scoop it
Come on,
up.
John, scoop.
Yay!
You stick to commentary.
I've got to apologise to Saggy because actually I took the mick out of Saggy for not being very good, and that was actually worse. But thank you very much. I've got to give this back to someone. Apparently in my ear they're telling me I look like Smithy. Unfortunately, it's... There we go. I'm going to hand this over now, and that was atrocious from me, and we've seen this challenge, and we're going to have a quick watch of the hockey challenge now before we bring you the second half commentary.
Oh.
on! Unicorn! What are they? Composed, just like Archie Foster on the hockey pitch. Surely not. Oh, come on now. This is fair. This is a drop. Tap. Time. The shower. Toothbrush. No, that is. God, these UON Sport Cups are really good.
A beard.
Correct.
Yay!
Skateboard. Ham. Time. A sandal. It's a donut, mate.
I say you about a boat. Win.
That's time, surely. Time.
Lamp. I didn't know.
What? Don't laugh.
8.
Oh no! The results are in, and the winner is ladies hockey.
Yeah!
Well, what you didn't realise was it was 2 victories for women's hockey, because not only did they beat Bath earlier, they beat the men as well. But Nottingham, so far so good. They're 2-0 up against Bath. Scott Jones has gone to get ready for his Super 2s game later. But Alex is back. Mate, I'd never have let you jump on the commentary if I'd have known that you'd lost before we even got started. What was going on there?
Yeah, I know. It wasn't my finest hour, to say the least. Water pouring into a cup. Not really practiced that one before, but...
Did feel a little bit like you got stitched up in the Pictionary round, though, because theirs were a bit easier than yours.
I was going to say, Charlie's not the best drawer either. You've just seen then, his picture of a donut is horrendous. He tried to go 3D with a donut, which I've never seen in Pictionary ever.
No, you don't go 3D, you go fast, you go precise, which is exactly what these two teams are going to be looking to do in the second half. Bath, under the pump a little bit. They've been shy of opportunities, but their goalkeeper, Tony White, kept them in it with a brilliant save. They trailed 2-0. Nottingham getting us underway in the second half. You've been out there enjoying the atmosphere. What's it been like out there?
Yeah, the crowd have been for a Wednesday night been all out there. Yeah, I mean, it's not been quiet by any means. There's not been chants flying around, no. But certainly been noise, and the boys all thoroughly fried off that.
There were a few... Oh, no, another loser's joined us as well. Can't pour water in a cup and tries to draw a donut in 3D. Unbelievable. Charlie Axford joining us for the second half with UON on the attack. That's put out on the far side. Decent bit of defending there by Josh Hayworth to stifle the attack.
Yeah, I can't believe Shellers didn't know it was a donut, but there we go.
We just mentioned that.
Yeah. So, first real attack of the half then for Nottingham. Looking to play that forward into the circle, and it finds its target. Lovely stick control, but a good tackle as well.
Yeah, wondering whether Max Anderson there can just either decide to go reverse or forehand and get that shot away. But good defending by Bath. Good low left hand.
This is the second half of the men's headliner. If you are just joining us, I mean, firstly, where have you been? We've had a great game and a half already, but delighted to have your company. Yeah, really good crowd over there. Most people sensibly dressed as well. The beer jackets have been replaced by actual jackets, the beanie hats as well. It's getting to that time of year, isn't it, boys? Nottingham come forward again. Oh, snatched that off a Bath defender. Now the chance to get the shot away, but there's a stick on the end of it, and that's sent skyward.
Yeah, someone's Volvo's in trouble there, I'll tell you what, behind the goal. But no, great defending by Bath, getting that stick in to stop the shot. Louis Tipper trying to get it away early, but just couldn't.
All the early possession in the second half with Nottingham, just as it was in the first. So finding out about you, Charlie, as we get to know each other a bit better as the cross comes in. Oh, diving attempt. That would have been sensational, but it remains 2-0. So you coach, and one of your boys had a little go at half time there.
I coached the 5th team at UON, a great team, probably one of the best teams in the club, but there we go.
Super Fives.
Exactly, Super Fives. Funky Fives.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, no, that was Ed Burns, otherwise known as Saggy, at half-time, having I think it was crossbar challenge, and
why is he known as Saggy, please?
So that's before my time.
Oh, okay.
He's an old lad.
Oh, right, okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure.
Fine.
I don't really want to think about it, actually, but there we go. No, he's trying to crossbar challenge, but not getting close.
Now Bath's turn to go on the attack. Oh, lovely stick control, but again, good tackle in there. Nottingham stifle that. Nicknames are fascinating, aren't they? Because I know there's a guy called Glenn Young, and he's called Chugger, and nobody will tell me why he's called Chugger. They're like, oh, I'll tell you. Basically, I'll tell you when the mics aren't live, and then I always forget to ask people. Because some people are like, oh yeah, he's called so-and-so because he did this, and it's really innocent. But sometimes you can pick up a nickname, and it's a good story that you've got to be careful you tell.
Yeah, no, exactly. We've got several. No, there are several across the club that are quite funny for one reason or another. Yeah, we got Fergus Stevens, who's not known as Fergus, known as Birdseye. We've got Archie Phillips, known as Jeebs, off the Men in Black.
Oh yeah. Very funny.
There's so many of those.
Why is Fergus known as Birdseye?
I don't even know the story for that one, actually.
Okay.
Unfortunately, but I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you.
I'll ask him later. I tell you, if there's one person who's going to need a beanie hat, it's going to be him. His head is going to be so cold. Oh.
I think he looks quite good with it.
See, me and you both.
I think he's pulled it off quite nicely.
That sounds ridiculous.
I think a barber could probably touch it up.
I'd suggest that be the case.
But once that's been done, I think.
Do you reckon? Maybe it's because I lived with him for a year, but I think he looks absolutely ridiculous at this. Yeah, I don't know about you. He looks absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I don't think he looks great, but I think he pulls it off quite nicely.
So we were having a conversation when you were off enjoying yourself, gallivanting in the main stand. So what does he do now? Does he stay with the shaved head, or does he start to, introduce, I don't know, maybe a fade, maybe try and grow it back? Like, who knows? The possibilities are endless, but he kind of needs to make a decision on it.
I think he whacks a nasty skin fade on that. It goes to maybe Cube Cuts or something. I think we were partnered with them last year.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I've given them false advertisement, because I don't know if they're with us this year, but I think he gets a skin fade on that, and I think he'd look quite dapper, I reckon.
Watch this space here at Nottingham, looking to split the defenders. Can't quite thread the needle that time though.
They're in danger here of falling into a bit of a sort of, a bit of limbo here. No team really applying any pressure. While Nottingham have a lot of the ball, are we actually getting many chances at goal? I don't really think so. I think one team has got to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Bath aren't out of this at 2-0, so I think Nottingham have to just be careful here of sort of giving away possession too easily.
So you've had a curse of the commentator. Let's rip out a few commentary cliches, shall we? Next goal is massive.
Next goal is massive. Absolutely right. I mean, as Michael Owen says, those that score the most goals are probably going to win the game. So.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah, no plenty.
Here's Blood. A little pass down the line. He's offered himself for some space as well, and he receives it back. Seems to assess the options very well, Matt Blood, and usually makes the right decision.
Yeah, that's a very good assessment of his play. He's really, really composed on the ball. And here's Max Anderson, rising star.
Into the circle. Oh, it's a great goal! Individual effort from Anderson. Drives in from the left and hammers home from in front of the keeper. We said the next goal was massive, and it's gone Nottingham's way.
Yeah, excellent carry inside by Max Anderson. Those that know him know he is absolutely rapid, and he's shown it there. He's beaten the defender left or right, and he's really punished that space and threaded the ball straight between the keeper's legs, and that makes it 3 for Nottingham.
Yeah, I can't echo it more.
It's
yeah, no.
From a keeper's perspective, because again we're looking from the attacker's perspective there. He's done incredibly well. It is an absolute nightmare for a goalkeeper. You've just got to hope it hits you. You can't do anything to close the angle. He's bearing down on goals so much. Keeper's totally helpless, but that is top quality from Anderson.
Yeah, I think at point blank range, the keeper's not got much hope. Unless they're Oliver Smart size 6'6", giant build, there's not a lot of hope. Yeah, Max Anderson, rising star. I think he'll go places.
He's going to get rising star tattooed on him, isn't he? He's going to go to the same guy that Fergus went to and get it just under his armpit.
Stabby Debbie was the name.
Oh my God. But an immediate chance for Bath to respond here from the short corner. We've seen Nottingham put one away. What can Bath do? A goal here to get some momentum back on their side. Nottingham putting on those face masks that are probably the most important bits of kit.
You see Archie Foster there on the right post, just getting ready.
Here comes the shot. Again, doesn't go goalward, but I thought they might go back-to-back on the short corners there. Instead, Nottingham are one pass away from Bath being in real trouble on the counter-attack. God, just above the umpire there, that person has come dressed for the winter, haven't they? Hat, scarf.
I think there's a lot of people out there wishing they had the layers
Yes.
that person does. Yeah, no, crowd excellent to stay for the full afternoon and evening. But as Scott was here, he's got his game afterwards. Hopefully if you stick around for that.
Absolutely. And for the sort of post-match frivolities, how far away are they? Are they a walk? Are they a taxi?
They're a taxi.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, they're a taxi.
Nottingham on the march once more. Phillips puts that forward. Oh, still getting over that goal from Anderson, because we've seen the great strikes today, but in terms of an individual effort, beating defenders, driving into the circle, so clinical and practically impossible to defend. What can you do? Oh, that's a lovely reverse ball, and then is that off the foot?
You never like to see that when someone's just delivered a flicking sort of flary reverse pass like that. You want to see the next player pick it up, and that's really good play by Bath, and you feel that's what they sort of need in this situation, a bit of inspiration, a bit of flair to try and create something, and you sort of hope for the sake of the game that that's what they produce. But Nottingham doing well, and just controlling things as they need to. Matt Blood again being composed on the ball. George Bounier, fun fact, he's ridden a bull competitively actually.
Beg your pardon?
Yeah, you heard me right. Yeah, you heard me right. George Bounier, he's ridden a bull competitively.
How do you even... life takes us all to some pretty peculiar places, but how on earth does it take you to an environment where you can competitively ride a bull, but then end up playing hockey for the University of Nottingham?
Exactly. He lived a year out in Australia.
Okay.
And worked on a farm out there. And
that's a Venn diagram of one, isn't it?
Yeah.
A competitive hockey player and a bull rider.
Once a bull rider, exactly. But yeah, no, that's his main fact. So,
is he quite a hard bloke?
No. Probably one of the softest blokes you'll meet.
Really?
Lovely though.
Yeah, no, he's lovely. Like, that's probably the best way of describing him. Hard is probably not the best way of describing him.
Because, well, in which case you've sort of quashed a misconception for me, because I just thought anybody who rides a bull would be a seriously tough geezer, but obviously Mr. Bounier does not fall into that category. As that pass goes forward, another opportunity here, but the skipper can't quite turn it onto his stick. 5 minutes of Q3 to go. This game absolutely flying by. In the company, Charlie and Alex. Just a reminder, boys, you will be on player of the match duty for this game as well, but we've got a little bit of time between now and then as Williamson gets us back underway. Our clock on 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Just that brilliant Anderson solo effort scored after half-time. After all the frivolities of the crossbar challenge, and, well, if you make Saggy as anything to go by, the Bars have done very well this evening.
I don't know about you, but you sort of you feel at 3-0 that this, as we saw in the ladies' game, there are some real wonder goals, and you pin the game by those moments. Whereas here, it sort of just felt like, oh, it's 3-0 just for that, because that's what's happened, and you want to make.
Oh, lovely stick control. Now the shot comes away, but White does well.
But yeah, you feel like the game's just sort of creeping by, and UN would like to put a statement out there. So let's see if they can. And Bath 3-0. The game's not over if they can create something.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this game kind of replicates what the women's game was. We were, 4-0 in the women's game at this point. The women, Bath obviously got a goal, and then it's all to play for at that point. So I think UN really have to put this to bed by grabbing a couple more goals.
Well, Cuttle drives that one in, well played by Bath, and then Jack Cleaver clears the ball. Feels like 3-0 Nottingham are in control, but I think it's just due to the fact they've been a little bit better in every department.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. No team's been bad, have they? And I think when we've got those chances, we sort of put them to bed. But you know, Bath win a short corner, or Bath sort of get that little break on. That could be the difference.
But even with the aerial, the aerial there. Oh, that's really nicely done by Fergus. Eventually gets dispossessed. But even with the aerial there, UON seemed to be very purposeful, whereas Bath were kind of on the move. Nobody was really set to receive it. It was more speculative.
Yeah, I think when it comes to this level, you have to be purposeful with your attacks. Who's been hit there?
And that's George Binier, the bull rider. He just won one. He was a harder bloke than we thought.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you've got to be purposeful. It makes your attacks a lot more definitive. Obviously, scoring goals at this level is massive.
Again, it's UON finding ourselves looking left a lot in this second half, as we were looking right in the first. But now Bath come away up over halfway. A couple of gold jerseys, though.
I don't know about you, Alex. I just feel that aerial threat that was really used during that first half. We saw the goal from it. I'm just wondering whether we've used that enough in this second half. I don't see either team using it as much as they did in the first. Maybe sort of coaches have sussed that out, but I think we could still use that against their zonal press.
Are we talking about both teams there?
Yeah, both teams.
Yeah, I think at this level, aerials are a huge part of the game, especially attacking the D.
Do you think we've used that enough second half?
No, not at all. I think the first half obviously used a lot more. It's a prominent way of getting forward, and it's direct. Who's this?
I thought we might have another look at the Wunderkind there.
The rising star.
The rising star, yeah. Looked like he was about to turn and burn one more time as we come towards the end of Q3, and desperately trying to keep that in is Josh Hayworth.
Was this what you're calling him? Wunderkind?
Wunderkind. Not at all. I'm just trying to say anything that isn't rising star that alludes to him being both young and good.
UN just need to gather control. There's 10 seconds left. Just relax on the ball. Just calm it down, transfer it. There we go. Just keep it really simple for these last 10 seconds.
Well, we await the referee's whistle. Are we going to get one last attack in the third quarter here from Nottingham? No, they're just going to keep it tight at the back and wait for the quarter to come to a close, or are they? Oh, the referee's not going to give them chance to finish the attack. The whistle goes, 3 quarters down. University of Nottingham 3, Bath 0. You all right there, Alex?
That caught me so off guard. Are we on mic still?
Yes, yeah, we're live, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, I'm doing well over there. Thoroughly enjoyed that quarter of hockey. Obviously, I was watching from the sideline for the first 2 quarters. So yeah, no, it was nice to be back in the commentary box for that one.
Well, good to have you back. Let's talk about the season as a whole then. What's a good season? Hey, those Movember t-shirts are good. Do you know what? We're gonna get your thoughts on the season a little bit later, because we've seen that great Movember t-shirt. That is one of the main reasons why we're all here this evening. So let's take a look at some of the brilliant work that Movember do. Brilliant charity, Movember, and plenty here in University of Nottingham and beyond doing their bit. I'm having a little crack at growing a moustache myself. I'm looking at you boys, and I'm undecided. Are you?
I think I'm winning in the commentary box. But,
maybe not. Right then, the boys are out ahead of the fourth quarter then. You're both members of this illustrious club. What is a good season for UON hockey this year? I want to hear from both of you on this, please.
Okay, from me, I think from a team's perspective, we stay up in the Premier Division and we win BUCS Gold.
Yeah.
Those were our goals that we set out. And as a club's perspective, I think you less look at sort of titles as you do as just general feeling and culture around the club. We want to build this club who's got great atmosphere, great culture. I think the top half of the club know the bottom half of the club just as well as the bottom half of the club know the top half of the club, and that's the thing we're trying to achieve this year. I don't know about Alex.
Yeah, I agree. Coming from a first team standpoint, I think staying in the Premier League, massive for us.
Yeah.
Massive for the university as well. And then obviously winning BUCS Gold, we came just short last year. We came second to Loughborough, which was unfortunate. I think winning that would be monumental for the university. I think we've won it once before. So yeah, winning that would be huge. And then I think all around the club, just doing as well as possible. Like we say, Chax is obviously a first team player, but coaches the fives.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
integration.
Integration is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, integration between the clubs. So yeah, I think, yeah.
So if you're coaching the fives but you're playing, then who looks after them on a Wednesday?
It depends. We get to a point where if I'm in a position to do both,
yeah,
then that's perfect. If not, those guys have to deal with it themselves. And this club has such depth that we've got experienced players in every single team.
Well, that's it. I'd imagine, you're like, we put out the fives, the sixes, and whatever. There'll be good players in those teams.
Yeah, really good players. Really, really good players. Which is great to coach, because I can sort of, you can say do this and they'll do it because they know what they need to do and they know how they need to do it, which is really enjoyable to coach.
Because I was talking to Kate earlier, who delivered us these lovely team sheets written on a piece of paper that she's ripped out of a wall somewhere, but she's got great handwriting. As Bath launched that one forward, but again, Nottingham, I think it's fair to say, have defended very well. 3 quarters and a bit with no goals conceded. In fact, I'll talk about this once this attack has ended, because Bath are into the circle. Again, Nottingham, gold jerseys all around the ball, and they can relieve the pressure, at least for now. In fact, they can do even better than that. That is sensational work in defence, and now they look to transition into attack. Oh, one more pass would have done it, but blue bodies come back. But even though most of you are, you know, you're lifers, aren't you? You've come up through schools and you've played a great level and you've looked to push it beyond that. There are chances for people to come here and play for the first time. There's a group on a Sunday who almost do introduction to hockey sessions for people who want to give the game a go, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, we've got Just Play, which encourages anyone who's never picked up a hockey stick before to start doing so, and I think that's massive. And I think we've just introduced our 7th BUCS team this year, which is absolutely crazy. Who's captained by Connor Dunn, who's an excellent player and person, and we're now looking at introducing our 8th team as a development squad, which is amazing. We've got, as I said, Just Play on a Sunday, who one of the third team's coached, which is just amazing.
What is amazing about that as well, when you think about the numbers, is if you've got 7 teams out, by the time you add replacements, that's 100 people every Wednesday playing hockey. Brilliant.
Yeah, no, absolutely amazing for a sport that sort of in history hasn't gathered much traction. It's something that us striving for is really good, and yeah.
Also 7 goalkeepers though. Come on.
Yeah, that's 7 crazy members of the club, is what that is.
By the time you get to the 8th team, is it like, right, you've got an estate car, do you want to play in goal? Is that?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Yeah, it's just lovely to know all members of the club, all good people.
Of course. So Nottingham now, in this 4th quarter, do you think they might be a little bit more composed, a little bit more conservative, and just look to see the game out and shut it down, or do they only know one way? And this is the way, as the captain goes into the circle and looks to guide it home. It's another great save, but the ball just got away from him.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can see this out. I think looking at the women's game, we obviously conceded pretty late on, and it doesn't bode well, because obviously it gives them the momentum. So I think keeping this a clean sheet will keep it.
Alex, do you think Archie Foster there needed that big wind-up to hit that reverse, or do you think he probably could have kept his stick on the ball, either lifted it with a flick or maybe taken it round him?
I think in hockey terms he could have bunted the ball, so where you kind of keep the reverse stick flat to the floor.
Another chance to shoot. That is the 4th goal. Brilliant goal. Ed Bryce makes it 4-0. Congested circle, Bath bodies everywhere.
And there he is, Ed Bryce, first year new to the club, representing that poppy on his chest. That is lovely to see. Excellent finish, excellent composure, and he's been a huge part of the season so far. He's really stepped up in first year, which is excellent to see. And here we see it, that pass in from Connor Williams to an excellent position in the D, and a great finish. We talked about it, having that presence at the top of that D so we can connect that a little bit more, and we've seen it right there.
He gets compared to alumni... Imre, that's it. Who's currently in Turkey, so shout out to Imre. As Bath got on the attack. Yeah, so it's nice to see someone stepping up to the plate of Imre, who was a massive part of the hockey club for 4 years. So yeah, lovely to see someone stepping into his position.
Also great to see, so he's a fresher, right?
Yeah.
Great to see that there are opportunities for first years to play first team.
Yeah, no, it's excellent to see. I mean, I think what's really great about this club is you go in on merit. As we see another first year, Max Anderson, carry the ball. Yeah, you get in on merit, whether you're 4th year, whether you're first year, which is really positive.
Important for Bath now to not disappear out of this game, because that's a loose pass, and if this Nottingham team smell blood, they could really bury the visitors. We're coming forward here. Nottingham with numbers back, but that's nice work up the left-hand side, and the ball inside too, but flicked up a little bit too high from Cunningham.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, if you're Nottingham here, you're just looking for, if Bath are going to play sort of those passes that just aren't quite 100%, dribble when it isn't quite on. It's just so easy for them. So I think Bath, if they want to make it difficult for Nottingham, just need to really try and build possession, maybe gather those 2 minutes on the ball. And that's where they might gain a little bit of success, because at the moment they're just giving it away too easily.
Well, they find themselves defending again. Hugh Page finds the pass. That's a pretty tasty haircut as well, isn't it? I'm not saying it's good or bad, but crikey, looks like he's dyed it himself.
Which player are we talking about here?
Is that Ben Shardlow, I think?
I think it's Shardlow, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder who's done that.
Did you do his hair?
Yeah, I could well have been involved in that.
Are you mates with him?
Did he do yours?
Just about. I was before the haircut.
This time Bath go aerial. It's a stick on it from Nottingham again. Bounier stifles the Bath attack. Oh, a touch inside breaks Bath's way, and here they go. Decent stick on that though, and good defence from Williamson. And then shows composure to find a teammate. Nottingham can come again. Oh, lovely work. Don't let the bad haircut fool you. This boy can play hockey. Now chase into the corner here. Bounier takes on the defender, gets the right side of the defender.
And he's won the short corner there. Excellent. That cynical, bit of a cynical tackle outside the D there from the Bath defender has just given Bounier the opportunity, the ex-bull rider, the opportunity to win that.
The matador.
Absolutely.
Well, Williamson has already sent one of these into the bottom corner. Will he have another opportunity here? Be honest with me, lads. Is anything being said in that huddle, or is it just heads in and pretend?
No, it's actually an opportunity not only to call what's going to happen at the short corner, but to call, look, lads, there's 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
Let's really keep it simple. Let's calm it down. We're 4-0 up. Let's see this game out. And that's what will probably be said at that huddle.
As a player yourself, Charlie, who do you think will be taking this?
I think after Colin Williamson scored one already, it'll probably go to that first castle.
We'll keep an eye on Williamson. It is going to be Williamson. Oh, he's hit the post! Oh, that was very nearly special, but the score remains 4-0. Oh, it clunked off the upright, didn't it? I was just watching for the net to bulge, but no, not this time. Oh, that's a nice touch from Williamson, though. One hand on the stick, and then just finds a teammate behind him, offers himself for the pass, but Bath scrapping for the ball. Oh, he did so much right there, didn't he, Williamson?
Yeah, we've called it to that first castle, and it's one of those ones. It's millimetres, isn't it? Yeah. Between that post and the back of the net, and he just got unlucky there. But what a flick! That's gone at lightning pace. I didn't even see it. All I've seen it rattle against the post and come straight back out to hit Tipper's body. Here we see it again. Yeah, what a flick. On another day, that goes straight in the side netting.
Now Bath come forward, still chasing for that goal that would make the journey back to the southwest a little bit less painful, because they've not had a lot go their way. They're on an aggregate score now across the 2 games of 10-2.
Yeah, and Notts just need to see this out now. There's nothing much they need to do. Just keep playing the way they are. Keep it really simple. You know, defence is key now, really. Those rare times Bath do get the ball in the opposing third, just don't do anything silly. Just keep it simple.
Well, it is Bath ball again. The umpire's pretty busy with the whistle.
You can hear Oliver Smart there in the goal barking orders at his defenders, just making sure everyone's in the right position and making sure they're marking a man, so Bath don't get any easy opportunities.
Chance here for Bath, great save. Big left hand put on that by Smart. Let's start the conversation for player of the match then, gentlemen. I don't need it for 3 or 4 minutes, but from both teams, who's impressed you? Let's have a couple of names.
Do you want to start, Charlie, because you've watched the full game?
Oh, that's him passing the back. Oh my goodness
bottled
me.
it already. No, for me, I think we've got Ed Bryce 190, Ed Bryce. First year, really stepping up to the mark this season. He's got himself a goal, and he's sort of been so solid in that midfield, which I think is what you really look for in a BUCS game like this, which could turn frantic. He's calmed it down, and he's kept it really secure.
Yeah, so I think honourable mention also to Ed Bryce. But my vote would probably go to Max Anderson.
Okay.
Just come back from Malaysia, 2 weeks out there, obviously different climate, different environment. Has come back here and scored, I'd say, probably the goal of the game. I've not watched all of it, but yeah, I'd say goal of the game with obviously cutting inside and open hand, hitting it in. Yeah, I'd say Max Anderson's my
Okay.
match.
What about you?
And I'm going to throw the composure of Matt Blood into the mix as well, because I feel as though he's made good decisions, and while he hasn't done the real X-factor stuff, it's not been the great not the great goal. It's not been Foster or Williamson or Anderson or Bryce who've got themselves on the score sheet. I feel as though a lot of the good stuff Nottingham have done has come from the composure that he allows the people in front of him to maintain, because he is a calm head in the middle of the park. So I'm going to leave you two to have a conversation and pick one of those three. I need your answer in 2 minutes as Bath come forward here, back into the D. It's great stick control, but again, there are Nottingham bodies there until your friend Warburton makes a decision.
Yeah, probably the wrong decision actually on this occasion. That's something you have to live with. I think that's come straight off Connor Williamson's, not Connor Williamson, it might be Ed Bryce actually. It's come straight off Bryce's stick, but he's seen the foot there. No, I agree, Matt Blood, always, his name's always in the mix for man of the match. He just keeps it very calm, very composed, but just for a number of reasons, I just don't think we can give it to him today.
Yeah, I'd agree. I love Matt Blood to bits, and I think he's a wonderful player.
More on that after this. Great opportunity now for Bath to get on the score sheet. Nottingham looking to keep that sheet clean. Here comes the short corner. Those Nottingham players on the line, either side of the goalkeeper. Here comes the flick. And the opportunity goes. So, boys, do we have a decision? Player of the match.
I think we do. I think Ed Bryce is going to get the decision. Ed Bryce, sort of ex-Ipswich school member, coached by Jake Davey. I know him well. Yeah, he's done really well tonight. And yeah, player of the match, Ed Bryce. Well done.
Yeah, and to reiterate what Chax has said, I think Ed Bryce, since coming up to the first team, has been exceptional. Obviously, Premier League hockey and BUCS hockey has been awesome. And also, like Chax said, being coached by Jake Davey throughout his junior career. Wonderful coach. And yeah, I hope he has a long career ahead of him.
Well, he's certainly making the right moves here. And there he is, searching for a pass that doesn't quite come off. So talk to me about playing BUCS and Premier League. Will you go Wednesday, Saturday? Is there any kind of sort of minute management or anything like that? Or if you're fit, you're going?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really tough challenge. Not only playing Wednesday, Saturday, because that's what we've done for the last couple of years, but playing Wednesday, Saturday while playing in Premier League on Saturday is a completely different challenge. That intensity is something we're not quite used to, and I think that's shown in a couple of injuries that have cropped up this season. But no, minute management is definitely a part of it. We try to rotate the squad as much as possible. But yeah, that's something, and that's a challenge that the coach James Bateman has dealt with really well, I think, so far this season. So yeah, kudos to him, but it's been tough.
Yeah, I think looking at injuries, minute management's huge. But if you look at some of the players like Connor Williamson, he'll play week in, week out, 70 minutes, because he's such a vital role of the team. Same with Matt Blood, as you mentioned. Louis Cuttle, them kind of boys will play week in, week out.
Nottingham looking for a late goal here to really put the icing on the cake, but it's not going to happen that time. Pete Corhey couldn't quite get on the end of it. We're into the final minute here. This game's absolutely flown by. Do stick with us after the full-time whistle goes as well, because John Jackson will be bringing you some interviews post-match. Hopefully we'll be hearing from the man of the match as well.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to add, hopefully John's sporting that Euro M beanie.
Yeah, it's a good
now.
beanie. He'd look great in that as well. Here we go. Is it goal number 5? Oh, it's deflected over.
Louis Tipper, I know he'd absolutely love a goal in a game like this, but just missed out by tipping that over the bar. Oh, he's really, that's a tough one to take for him, but I'm sure he'll get over it.
Nominative determinism there for Tipper, because that's exactly what he's done. Was it Goalwood's? Did it need his intervention? That's the question. I guess we'll never know. The full-time whistle goes. It is a great night for the home team at the headliner. The men follow in the women's footsteps. Big 4-goal victories over the University of Bath. Foster, Williamson, Anderson and Bryce all get their names on the score sheet. And the full-time score, Nottingham 4, Bath 0. Charlie, Alex, good night at the office.
Yeah, excellent night at the office to see both teams win so convincingly. Yeah, you can't ask for much more for an event like this. Yeah, just what a lovely evening it was. Weather, hockey, and thank you so much for you and Sport for putting this on for us. What an absolute pleasure to be a part of.
Well, they've done a great job. And look, I'm definitely not pitching for work, right? But I've done 2 headliners now, and Nottingham have clean swept both, okay? The volleyball and the hockey. But I'm not going to say it's massively important on the grand scheme of things, because this is a great club. And as you say, you've got hundreds of people playing hockey. You're in the Premier League. You're obviously doing something right in terms of attracting the right talent and bringing a real one-club atmosphere. But to do it under the floodlights, with the cameras here, with a global audience, this has got to be good news, right?
Yeah, definitely. But we've got you here who's got a 100% record, so it's hard not to win. Yeah, no, it's been an awesome evening. Obviously under the sunset, it's just been a great evening in general.
Oh, really, really has. I'm glad we've been indoors, though, because it looks pretty chilly out there. We're going to have a look at the goals as well. Let's talk through the timing of the first goal. So Foster got the first one. At that time, it was a little bit stalematey, wasn't it? We talked a lot about the finish, but what about this work on the left-hand side, realising that the Bath player hadn't reacted and just taking full advantage of that, keeping the tempo high?
Yeah, we talked a lot on commentary. As you say, a stalemate was how I describe it, but that aerial ball, Tipper expects the Bath player to mistrap it, picks it up. They're not 5, that's a free hit. He takes it quickly. Off we go, takes it quick, delivers it across goal. What a pass between the defender and the keeper, and Archie Foster, Captain Insano, is there to put it in.
Captain Insano. What about that goal then? Bryce, he was man of the match in the end. Was that the goal that, was he in the conversation for man of the match before that goal?
Yeah, massively. He's been superb throughout the whole season, especially this game. It's just a pleasure to watch him play, considering it's his first year here at the university.
Well, hopefully 3 or 4 good years of that. And this was the miss at the end. Was it going in? That's the question. Has Tipper got himself a fine from the social sec?
I think he could have tipped that over the bar. Pardon the pun.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Tipper's got an eye for goal, so I'd hate to think that he's put that wide.
I think as a forward there, you're running in full pelt. If anything's going towards goal, you're trying to help it in whichever way you can. So I think you can't blame Tipper for that one, and he'll, yeah, I don't blame him for trying to knock that one in. So I was there, and as we see there, James Bateman at the bottom of the screen, just about to take the twos boys out as well, doing his role and staying here for the extra couple of hours. Excellent job.
Well, annoyingly, we're not going to be bringing you that one on the live stream, but if you are in the Nottingham area, then come down and support Scott and the team. He was here doing a brilliant job in the commentary position. Charlie, Alex, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for your company and your insight. Good luck with your recovery with your injuries, and we're very, very keen on your progress and the progress of this great club at the University of Nottingham. But now let's have another look at all the brilliant work done by Movember.
player of the match, Ed, and also the captain as well, Archie. I mean, let's talk to Ed first. I mean, talk to me about that game.
Yeah, it was fun to be in. I mean, 3 points, bit of a different game, but kept a clean sheet and good fun at the end. Lovely atmosphere as well. So yeah.
We were talking about all the fans turning up, and we met a guy at half time. It was his name Saggy, I believe his name was Saggy. He'd had a few beers, having a great time. A lot of people having fun. Did that boost you or put you off in any way? I mean, how is it to play in front of such a rowdy crowd?
I think it just puts more focus into the game. Like, just sort of, you got to have tunnel vision and enjoy the experience, really. Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah.
And Archie, you must be proud of the guys. Another great win, and this is a huge confidence boost. Another huge confidence boost as the season goes on.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was really good that we kept a clean sheet as well. It was nice to get that at the end of the day. It was obviously a hotly contested game, but I think we were a bit more clinical at the end of the day.
It seemed like quite a cagey game from where I was, sitting and watching it, because the women's game was a little bit more frenetic. Obviously, Nottingham really dominated in that game. I mean, as you guys did as well. But it seemed like the men's game was just a little bit maybe more tactical and a little bit more. I don't know what the word is. I wish I could put it into words. But it seemed like no one wanted to make a mistake. So there's a lot of real high tactics going on.
Yeah, well, I think there was a lot more tension in that game. Everyone was flying into challenges, putting people under pressure a lot. So I think that might have contributed to it. But yeah, it's nice for us to score. Obviously, Brycey to get man of the match as well. So yeah, happy with the team.
Yeah, and how are you celebrating? I mean, that's the big question, isn't it?
Big night tonight, out in Crisis. It'll be good fun.
I've heard from the girls it's Crisis, then on to Rock City, right?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'll let you guys go off, and I'll let you hand over the microphone there to your head coach as well, Ed Bryce, and Archie Foster, the team captain. Congratulations, enjoy Crisis, and we'll bring in the head coach now.
Thank you very much.
If you're going to pass over that microphone there. James Bateman, congratulations on that win. That must be, it's a fantastic double win with the women's team winning as well.
Yeah, really pleasing result. I think it's great that we can have both the men's and women's club putting on the headliner together, and it's even better that we both got wins. So yeah, really pleased.
And a cold November night, and there's lots of people here having a great time, and certainly enjoying some, maybe a few Red Bulls, but a few more beers, I think.
Oh, it's fantastic. We get the support of the university, and we're very lucky to get that. We get it a weekend as well. We were fortunate enough to host the Big BUCS Wednesday last year, where we had a massive crowd, and then to replicate it tonight on a headliner evening is superb. So it's really, really pleasing that the university get behind us.
I've talked to a few of the players about the level of hockey you're playing now. I mean, what's been the big difference in the step up?
I think the speed and then the physicality of the game. It's been really challenging for us moving into the Premier League. Playing against Olympians every week is a real step up for us.
Yeah.
But we're getting better, we're learning, and every game we're improving, which is all we want to see from our lads.
Of course, we've seen both in the women's game and in the men's game some great talent. Are there players here that you think are going to go on to have exceptional careers in hockey?
I'd like to think so. I mean, you only have to look at the alumni that have left us previously. So it was fantastic at the weekend when we played Surbiton, and you're playing against Tom Salisbury, who's alumni here, Jammer, who's an alumni here, and it's brilliant to see them going on to be Olympians as they step forward. So hopefully some of the guys in our programme at the moment can follow in those footsteps.
And it's obviously great for the university as well to have those students, for people thinking of maybe coming to this university, because we were doing the volleyball earlier this year, and the volleyball absolutely dominated, and now with the hockey dominating as well, University of Nottingham is really the place to come to.
Oh, it's amazing. The support we get from the university is incredible, and we're really grateful from the student union right the way through to the Chancellor as well. They really back us and give us a lot of funding and a lot of support, and that allows us to support these fantastic young people to get a really high level education, but also push on their sport and develop that way as well.
It does indeed. And finally, obviously Movember is a big focus, and raising money for Movember. I can see a little bit of a moustache there.
Yeah, it's growing slowly.
How's it going? Have you done Movember before? Does it turn out big and bushy by the end of the month?
Well, I hope it turns out big and bushy, but it's a little uncomfortable at the moment, so it's a bit itchy. But I mean, full credit to the club, the men's club in particular. They really get behind Movember. You only have to see at half time in a ladies' game our club president shaving his head in aid of Movember.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, really great to see the students get behind Movember, and the women's club as well support it. It's a fantastic cause, so it's brilliant.
Yeah, and we also spoke to the representatives from Movember earlier, and it's great to they're here, and they've got a portal as well. They were telling me the portal that's available that you can check out on their website for maybe if you've got a friend that you think maybe needs some advice, some help, and it's kind of advice for the friends in that position, which I think is really important as well.
Definitely, it's a real challenge for young people in the modern world that we live in. It's really pleasing within our club that we have mental health ambassadors right the way through the club. So their role is to be within each team, so they're not known who they are, but they're just taking a close eye and looking after players and making sure they're supported, and we put the right channels in place, and that's great to see that we can help them.
It really is. Congratulations again, James, and I'll let you go and celebrate with the rest of the guys. And thank you very much for putting on such an amazing show for everyone watching on the live stream here. I know a lot of people in the comments have been enjoying it.
Oh,
so congratulations.
Pleasure, and thank you very much for your support.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's it from a very successful University of Nottingham headliner in terms of hockey. I mean, that's now volleyball and hockey we brought to you, and Nottingham haven't lost, which I think is fantastic. Lots more headliners coming up as we are on the road to the Big BUCS Wednesday. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Love you from the first time you called me late. Loved you for your wits and your wicked games. Yeah. Always on my mind, always in my brain. Yeah. With you the summer came and went in a day, and I've been craving you since the first time that I sat by your side. And I've been on my knees thinking time is gonna fix me inside. No, nothing's gonna make me forget, and I don't think I want to forget anyway, yeah. No, nothing's gonna make me forget, yeah, I don't think I want to forget anyway, yeah. Always in my brain. With you the days are long and the nights are late, and I've been craving you since the first time that I sat by your side. Ooh, and I've been on my knees thinking time is gonna fix me inside. No, nothing's gonna make me forget, and I don't think I want to forget anyway, yeah. No, nothing's gonna make me forget, and I don't think I want to forget anyway, yeah. Forget anyway, yeah. No, nothing's gonna make me forget. Yeah, I don't think I want to forget anyway, yeah.
Focus like a laser, eyes on me when I bring the thunder. Rumble like the jungle, I'm a nervous shaker, a force to be reckoned with, the freak of nature. In the clouds, my kingdom come, full throttle and I'm on the run. Ride out in the setting sun, I live for the thrill, I live for the chase, just for the run, I live for the game.